Listen as Selenia tells us why she chose to vaccinate her daughter.
I definitely felt like the pros far outweighed the cons. The diseases that I am protecting my child against, they're still here. And at the end of the day, it's my job as a mother to keep my child safe.
Talk to your child's doctor and learn more at whyvaccines.com. Brought to you by Merck.
At Metro, get an iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system for $99.99. Take amazing pictures and share them instantly. And don't put up with life's yada yada.
Yada yada.
Like photo bombers. Zoom, crop out,
yada yada.
And bye.
You don't take yada yada in life, don't take yada yada from your wireless provider. Get iPhone 12 with 5G with no activation fees and nada yada yada. Only at Metro by T-Mobile. Switch to Metro, bring your ID. This offer isn't available for customers currently at T-Mobile or that have been with Metro in the past 180 days.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Places, please. The Daly Migs Show is on deck. Guitars plugged in. Drums ready to go. Chickens.
Sarah clucking.
Other animals. And action. This is the Daly Migs Show on The Rock with Taryn Daly and Steve Migs.
While listening to the Daly Migs Show, please refrain from any unnecessary finger gesturing.
99.9 KISW.
Good morning. Happy Monday, Rockaholics. Hope you had a stellar weekend. Steve Migs, I learned that there's something I should keep here at work.
And what's that?
A spare change of clothes.
It's probably for the best after seeing what happened to you this morning. I'm so glad you brought this up.
I mishandled my smoothie as I was getting it out of the cup holder, and it spilled all over my pants, all down in between the seat and the center console while I was driving on I-5. So I had to just sit there and keep going and drive to the office as it was seeping into my pants.
I've had that happen with like a little bit of coffee where it spills. I'm like, well, I can't stop to clean this. Oh, well, but that's not an entire smoothie. Because Taryn walks in at 5 in the morning. First of all, she texts me. She's just like, hey, I'm running a little bit behind. I'm downstairs. I'm here, but I spilled a smoothie. And I thought, okay, well, it's, maybe a little bit around the car or whatever it may be. She walks in and it looks like a murder scene. There's red all over her pants, and it looks straight up like blood. Go to our TikTok right now, at Daly Migs, and you can see what I saw first thing this morning.
Or if any of you have a spare pair of pants, I'd gladly take it off your body.
Wow. Didn't bring any extra pants today. Sorry.
Let's inform the Rockaholics.
Knowledge is power. So give us 5-ish minutes, and we'll give you, some interesting stuff you can talk about at work. This is the Daly Migs Download.
A.K.A. the DMD.
Here's your daily dose of doings happening in the world.
And the DMD is brought to you by Palace Law. Today is Earth Day, so I don't know, recycle today for once. Come on.
Plant a tree.
It's also April Showers Day, so I believe you should not shower yourself with a smoothie, Taryn.
Lesson learned.
Man, yesterday, the Mariners won, and they lost. Because they lost the earlier game. They had to do a doubleheader. Friday's game was postponed because of bad weather, so they scheduled a doubleheader, one in the afternoon, one later on in the evening. First game didn't look so good. I was a little frustrated. You lost 2-1 to a really bad team in the Rockies. But you know what? That happens. We won on Saturday, so then it all boiled down to the final game. And boy, oh boy, did the Mariners kick the living crap out of them last night. They ended up winning 10-2, thanks especially to a 6-run second inning. Thank you, J.P. Crawford, a big triple, a bases-loaded triple. He brought in all the runs. That was pretty amazing. Julio Rodriguez went 4 for 9 on the day. That gave him 5 straight multi-hit games, so he's firing up. That's a good thing to see. Mariners are looking pretty good, at least the last couple of series. They won another series, this one against the Colorado Rockies. Up next, they're going to be taking on the Texas Rangers in Texas, and that all starts tomorrow.
Let's go Mariners. However, the Seattle Sounders suffered a 2-0 loss to the Vancouver Whitecaps after receiving 2 red cards during the match. Jackson Reagan was sent off in the 43rd minute following a foul on Ryan Gauld, and Alex Roldan was forced to leave in the 75th minute. I think that's when Danny left the game as well. Oh, yeah. Is that true?
Yeah. You gave up?
I got a red card as well because I was saying so many expletives in the stands.
I feel like maybe you and everybody in the stands, a little frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
A little frustration for the Sounders fans. Also some frustration for us Pearl Jam fans that didn't think Eddie Vedder would show up to Easy Street Records, but he did. How about that? He visited Easy Street Records to help promote their 12th record, Dark Matter, right ahead of Record Store Day. He wasn't there during Record Store Day, which was crazy. I don't know if you saw any video footage. Lines around the block. It was cool of Easy Street Records. They had like coffee and food and handing out bacon samples. I guess
yeah.
They were just doing it all for people. Also, there's some autographed Pearl Jam records that were given out as well. Pretty cool stuff going on. But that was pretty awesome that Eddie Vedder did make an appearance at some point to kind of show some love to Easy Street Records and the support that they've given Pearl Jam over the years.
This story was wild. I saw this over the weekend and kind of blew me away. There was a man that was killed in like a completely random stabbing at Muckleshoot Casino in Auburn. This was early Sunday morning.
I saw that, man.
Auburn police get this call that this incident happened around 1:30 in the morning. A 29-year-old man was stabbed in the neck by another man, and they had apparently had no prior contact at all. So the suspect is in custody, and the incident is still under investigation.
I can't even imagine. You're just there, gambling, having a good time, and just some random stranger just comes up from behind.
Very traumatic.
Yeah. There's a happy story, though, about a lady who has just turned 106 years old in the Tacoma area, turned 106, her 106th birthday. Her name is Tina, and a lot of people, of course, were asking her, hey, what's the key to living a long life? I thought this was some pretty good advice. Be nice to people. Apparently that worked for her. So,
what's so hard about that?
If you're miserable, you're not going to see 100.
In next week's NFL draft, the Seattle Seahawks will face the decision of either making a pick at number 16 or potentially trading back to acquire more selections. The team's focus seems to be on strengthening their interior offensive and defensive lines, with one potential target being Jackson Powers Johnson, who is a center from Oregon.
I'll make Washington fans happy.
Right. A trade scenario would position the Hawks to work on some of those needs while also having a second-round pick.
And it's this week, actually. I think there's a little bit of a typo in that stuff. Yes, so this week is the draft on Thursday night. So we'll definitely have to get somebody on, like maybe Luke Wilson could join us to give us a little bit of a scoop on what he thinks the Seahawks could do for the draft. Because, will they keep the pick or will they trade it? I mean, history has shown that they've traded a lot of their early picks, but I'm excited to see what happens. It's going to be a crazy draft, that's for sure. And Seahawks would have the number 16 pick?
Yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Hey, before we give you the weather, quick shout out to my man, a good friend of mine, Shane Strickland. He's a professional wrestler, and he's Tacoma's own. He won the AEW World Heavyweight Championship last night during their big pay-per-view, becoming the company's first ever African-American world champion for AEW, which was something very, very important to him. So this was a big moment. I saw even video footage of his kids watching him win the championship. He's been a part of the Northwest scene. 7 years ago, he was the main event for Defy Wrestling's first match, helped putting Defy Wrestling on the map in the independent wrestling world. His opponent, also a world champion, Cody Rhodes in the WWE. So how cool is that both of those guys were the main event for Defy Wrestling back then, and they're both holding the highest title for the two biggest companies in the world of professional wrestling. So it's pretty awesome to see Swerve win the title last night. Our weather's going to be 61. We're going to have a high, and it's going to be sunny, and that is the DMD, and that's what's up.
We partied at Chuck E. Cheese over the weekend. Yes, at Chuck E. Cheese, and one member of the show made a baby cry. You're going to hear what happened at 6:20.
The Daly Migs Show.
A lot can happen between falling in love with a house and owning it. Having an advocate who can help you navigate negotiations, timelines, inspections, and more can make all the difference. That's what the expertise of a Realtor can do for you, because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
At Metro, get an iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system for $99.99. Take amazing pictures and share them instantly. And don't put up with life's yada yada.
Yada yada.
Like photo bombers. Zoom, crop out,
Yada yada.
and bye.
You don't take yada yada in life, don't take yada yada from your wireless provider. Get iPhone 12 with 5G with no activation fees and nada yada yada. Only at Metro by T-Mobile. Switch to Metro, bring your ID. This offer isn't available for customers currently at T-Mobile or that have been with Metro in the past 180 days.
Here's why April chose to vaccinate her child.
I think actually meeting someone who was not vaccinated and now has a lifelong struggle with a childhood disease really cemented for me that it's super important that we as parents continue to vaccinate our children.
Talk to your pediatrician or visit yvaccines.com. Brought to you by Merck.
They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Especially these. Each picture captures a moment in time in the crazy lives of the Daily Migs Show. Here's 4 shots to wake you up.
If you visit the Daily Migs social media pages, you can find us at Daily Migs is our handle. We posted a photo that has 4 shots, 4 things that summed up the collective weekend that we had. And I'd like to start with Danny V. Danny, tell us all about your shot.
Well, after our big party at Chuck E. Cheese, we hightailed it over to Lumen Field to watch the Sounders lose. Yeah.
Have you seen them? You've seen them win yet so far, right?
1 game.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're not the bad luck charm, at least.
No, I think the entire team's the bad luck charm. I mean, it was a beautiful night. It was one of those as we were driving from, because
the wind was crazy on Saturday, though.
Well, and it was so weird, though, because started out super nice Saturday morning, sunny, and I was like, oh, man, today's going to be awesome. Then we go down to Chuck E. Cheese, and we walk out after Chuck E. Cheese was done, and it's raining, it's windy, it's cold, and we're driving back to Seattle, and I was like, I don't even know if I want to go to this game, to be honest with you, because it's we're going to have to be outside,
dealing with that crap.
So we ended up going, and the minute we got parked and started walking towards the stadium, the sun broke and it got beautiful again. And it was just oh, this is a nice night at Lumen Field. It was partly cloudy, the sun was coming up. Our seats were awesome, and then, just the Sounders could not do anything. So here we are. And then, of course, there was a couple of red cards that happened, and literally in the 75th minute when they scored when Vancouver scored the second goal, I was just like, "Yep, we're done. Let's go to Jack in the Box."
Right, and it was against the rivals.
Yeah,
that made extra insult to injury because I'm sure there were a few annoying Vancouver Whitecaps fans.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
So
which
left.
fans are worse, the Vancouver fans or the Portland fans?
Oh, Portland.
I was going to say, I don't think
Portland's terrible.
I don't know. I'm not as ingrained in the Sounders culture as the rest of you.
I think the Timbers-Sounders rivalry is way worse than the Sounders Whitecaps rivalry.
Yeah. Timbers are the worst.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you about my shot, gang. First of all, thank you, Danny and Sarah. And also, Steve, I know you donated to the Walk MS team. We had a great turnout yesterday for Walk MS. The sun was shining, and our team just had an absolute blast.
I just love the pictures that you guys were posting because it's the Gasworks Park, that crazy structure that's at Gasworks Park. Just looked awesome in all those photos.
It really did make it very iconic. And we did a 3-mile walk. I think our team raised just over $6,000. We went to brunch afterwards. Sarah made my mom cry. I don't know what you said to her, but she was crying happy tears.
What did you say to her mom?
We had a heart-to-heart. She thanked me about that I showed up, and I just went on and on about how much I loved her daughter.
Oh.
And your mom was like, You guys are trouble, though. You two together,
I don't
seems
disagree.
like trouble. And I was like, honestly, yeah, it might be that fine line between amazing, but also could be a complete train wreck.
I love your mom. She's worried about you two together. She's worried about me when I pass out from piercing. Soon enough, she's going to be worried about Danny.
She's basically just the show mom right now. She's very, very concerned about all of us. But thanks to everyone who donated. Thanks for a magical day yesterday. And next up, Bike MS in September, baby.
And is there a place for them to get more information about that as well?
Yes. If you go to KISW.com, we have something up there right now for Walk MS, and there is a link for Bike MS within that page. Steve Migs, would you tell us about your shot?
Well, I feel like mine and Sarah's kind of go hand in hand because, we spent a fun weekend together just as a whole crew. But Saturday, we threw what I thought was the dumbest and most ridiculous party that we could ever throw, which would be at a Chuck E. Cheese. We started this off as a joke, and then it became an actual party thanks to Bree and everybody that's a part of Chuck E. Cheese. They called us and said, we'll make it happen. I'm the manager at the Tacoma one. Met Bree. She couldn't be more awesome. And met so many freaking rockaholics. I was hoping people would show up. But, man, when we got there and then we realized how many people were there for the party, because at one point, a whole bunch of people tried to, work their way up to the top floor where we were all hanging. And it was overwhelming. It was awesome. Overwhelming in a great way. And it was so much fun because then other people would just go leave and play some games. So we had plenty of time to chat with a lot of the rockaholics, which was a blast. And I believe... I think it was either Sarah or myself. We pulled out our phone and we got some audio of the 4 of us recapping how Chuck E. Cheese went. Are you ready to hear some
I'm ready.
All right.
All right, Taryn, Steve, and Danny, we're at Chuck E. Cheese in Tacoma right now.
Yes.
How are we feeling?
We met Chuck E. Cheese, so it's been a massive success.
I've never seen Steve so excited to meet anyone in his life.
Right.
And when Chuck E. Cheese walked up, I swear to God, he threw his hands up and was like, I think he almost dropped an F-bomb.
I came so close, but children are here. I'm a respectful adult. I also, I didn't know how much, I didn't know, because the mouse can't talk. But I was like, can I hug you? And I didn't know if I could. So I just gave a lot of aggressive high fives because I'm like, I just wanted to grab Chucky and just give him a big hug.
He was amazing.
Yes, it was like seeing a celebrity walk into our party.
Truly. And what was happening with Chuck E. Cheese for a second there? Was that almost twerking or what was going on? It almost looked like you and Chuck were going to have a dance-off.
Well, he smacked me with his big ear right in the face. And it was a little rude, but I forgave him.
I think he said big rear. I was like,
It's ear. But it's an awesome time out here.
Oh, it's been packed, too. So many people showed up. This is freaking amazing.
And my child is really bad at the Paw Patrol game, so I have to go coach him up a little bit for next time.
I haven't seen my child in 2 hours. She's out there somewhere having a blast with Mom. Yeah, she was there for a half a second to say hi to everybody, and then her and Mom just went. And at one point, we're in the upper loft that they have at Chuck E. Cheese, and it overlooks the entire area. And at one point, I see my daughter just kind of walking, and I'm like, where the hell is Mom? Is my daughter just aimlessly walking around Chuck E. Cheese? Then a couple seconds later, then there's Sid walking right behind her.
From the balcony, I did look down and see your wife playing a game, and she had her game face on. Full on intensity. She was going after tickets.
Yep. Her and shout out to George. George handed over his bracelet, so Tatum got a really cool prize.
Nice.
She got a little Jasper, the dog character in Chuck E. Cheese. Apparently, is one of the characters, so she got that one. And then Chuck E. Cheese, Bree gave her a Chuck E. Cheese one as well. So she's been obsessed with Chuck E. Cheese ever since. It's kind of ridiculous.
It was a great day.
But one person made a baby cry. The same person that made your mom cry also made a baby cry. Oh, man. Sarah, what are you doing right now?
I am holding the cutest baby ever.
What parent would allow you to hold their child?
I don't know, but he is adorable and my ovaries are screaming. Where is George to see this?
George, it's time to make a baby.
Uh-oh, I think the baby's about to cry. Look at his face.
Well, it's Sarah. She makes kids cry.
Yeah, I know. I mean, have you seen her face?
Yeah. Kevin, you're here with your child. You let Sarah hold him.
He's always about to cry. Be honest, he just wants the boob. That's all he wants right now.
Oh, well.
Oh, well. Uh-oh. You're not going to like mine. Sorry, I got nothing in there.
I swear, at that point, the kids started reaching for Sarah's boob. And I was like, oh, this is about to get real awkward real quick. I got to keep audio running for this.
His little lip was about to start going. He was so cute.
He was adorable.
He was an adorable little
Shout out to Kevin and his family for swinging by. We met a lot of people. I finally met Chef Cozy.
Yes.
That was really cool as well.
He showed us pictures of the burgers that he's making down there and they look so good. I want to go take a special trip to have one of them.
And that's what Cozy's Burgers in Olympia.
Yep. So good.
Also, Indiana, that 7-year-old that brought us all flowers.
She was adorable.
Yeah, it was a wonderful weekend. Thanks again, Rockaholics.
It was fun to be able to bring our kids to a listener party because usually they're at bars, so that was a lot of fun. It was Milo showed up, Ryan Castle as well. Great times.
It's a good crew.
Yeah.
Rockaholics, the class of 2024 for Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction were just announced. Did any rock bands get inducted? You're going to find out after Linkin Park.
The Daly Migs Show.
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame class of 2024 was announced last night on American Idol.
Yeah, they announced on American Idol, which I thought was kind of random.
I wonder why.
They're probably like, we're not... Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's not inducting any rock artists, so we might as well, as a show that doesn't care about rock music either, we'll make the announcement.
So in the performers category, we have...
All right, we do have a rock band.
Finally!
It kind of blows my mind that Ozzy Osbourne has not already been inducted into the Hall of Fame for just being Ozzy Osbourne. Because I believe he's in there with Black Sabbath.
I would assume so.
Yes.
Yeah. Prince of Darkness, welcome.
Fun fact about Ozzy Osbourne, one of the first cassettes that I ever purchased was 2 cassettes. Ozzy Osbourne's Bark at the Moon.
Nice.
And Rockwell's I Always Feel Like Somebody's Watching Me.
It's, for good measure.
It couldn't be more polar opposites. I remember my parents not being very excited about the Ozzy Osbourne one because the album cover is kind of gnarly.
Oh, sure.
He's like a werewolf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here is the next one.
Let's get it funky.
See? Another great rock band.
Mary J. Blige.
Yeah, the Mary J. Bliges. They're good Southern California rock band, right?
Yeah. We do have some Seattle love for the next one.
This one is putting Danny to sleep right now.
Oh, no.
Not a big Dave Matthews Band fan? I realized this morning that I had no Dave Matthews music at all whatsoever, and Sarah shamed me for not knowing this song, and I was like, I had no idea what the song is.
This and like Ants Marching.
Oh, yeah.
Those songs were just, you couldn't go anywhere without hearing those songs back in, we're talking 25 years ago, maybe.
I had to Google what Dave Matthews' biggest hits were because you sent me a list without like telling me what song, and I was like, I don't know what song this is, so I was just going to put on any old Dave Matthews song.
That's a good pick. That was that. What is it? I think it's 25 years from when you put out your debut release. That's when you're eligible to be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I don't know about you though. Hearing that he's now in the Hall of Fame kind of really makes me feel old because I don't view him as being a band or an artist that is quote unquote ready to be inducted into the Hall of Fame.
These ones, they've been ready for a while.
Honestly, I always thought that this was Journey, but this is Foreigner.
It is
Foreigner and Journey are like those bands that I could never rock with. They were like rock, but real smooth and easy listening rock. You know what I mean?
So then you probably really didn't like the ballads.
No. I didn't like anything about those bands.
Okay, what about this guy?
Who the hell? Oh, it was Frampton. Peter Frampton.
He did have some great lettuce back in the day. I loved that hair that he had.
He had that one record, Frampton Comes Alive,
Yep.
the live record, which is like an iconic live record. And where I went to college was upstate New York in Plattsburgh, and some of the songs were recorded in Plattsburgh.
That's very cool.
Which was like the one, we didn't have many things to hang our hat on in Plattsburgh, New York. There's not a lot to brag about when you're trying to be like, you know what came from Plattsburgh? 2 songs from Frampton Comes Alive. Like, okay, you might need some new things to brag about.
Okay, tell me how you feel about this inductee.
I'm not a fan of Cher, but I got to give her props. That video. Is it from this song where her butt's just hanging out on a Navy ship? Like, she deserves to be in the Hall of Fame just for that.
She looks so good. She can still hang her butt out if she wants.
I haven't. No?
Yes. Cher looks awesome for her age.
She looks freaky.
No.
Of all people to be upset with someone hanging their butt out, I would just assume that you're going to be pushing 70 and still twerking somewhere.
I mean, absolutely. Okay, maybe her butt looks good, but her face?
How old is Cher?
That's a good question.
She's got to be in her mid-70s.
I would think so.
I mean, I don't know if saying it, she looks, I think it's 70.
Ooh, 77.
77 years old? I think she looks just fine for 77.
She does.
She's had a lot of plastic surgery, and it's very obvious.
Yeah. It is weird because some parts of your face grow old, while the other parts that are the plastic surgery parts don't. Like, the older you get, the plastic surgery definitely looks weirder.
Oh, yeah, because it just stays in the exact same spot. Talk about Botox and lip, and I think her cheeks are fake.
It's working.
Like, you wouldn't do that.
I would definitely do some, but not this much.
That's what they all say. Though at some point, I think people lose their way, and they don't realize how much they've done. They just keep doing it.
Yeah, until it's too late.
Here's another inductee.
I mean, they provided the soundtrack to so many weddings. It's the least that they could do.
This is a requirement on the wedding reception playlist.
Although I don't know if I can name 5 Kool and the Gang songs.
No, just this one.
I don't even know if I can name 3.
And last, but certainly not least.
Tribe Called Quest.
Yep.
We were having a fun conversation after we were all hanging out on Friday for doing some stuff for our station for Earth Day. And as we were walking to the pub afterwards, we were talking about how back in the 90s, you were not just a fan of just rock music. You were a fan of hip hop, pop. Like, you tolerated so much more than I think we do now. I think it has a lot to do with the MTV generation, because when we were growing up, really how we discovered music was through MTV.
Yeah.
And MTV just played, you would hear Metallica, then you would hear Tribe Called Quest, then you might even hear that Cher song that that Sarah's crapping all over. But like you would hear all these things, so you just kind of tolerated everything. And now looking back on it, you still have like a soft spot in your heart for artists like Tribe Called Quest.
Absolutely. The induction ceremony will take place October 19th in Cleveland, Ohio. It will stream live on Disney+. Plus, it'll be available on Hulu to stream the very next day. And also a special broadcast will happen on ABC at a later date.
So I wonder if Ozzy's going to perform. I mean,
when he performed at that NFL game and he was in that little he had like a harness almost or something that was holding him up.
Kind of like when you have like an action figure and like they have that little stand for your action figure to stand.
Or on a float in a parade, that. So, but I'd love to see him get back up on stage a couple more times before he really truly retires, which he needs to do.
Well, that would be a good moment for him, I think. Though.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Rockaholics, how would you like to beat Steve? He is currently 98, 25, and 15 in 2024. 206-803-ROCK. We'll play Beat Migs at 6:50.
The Daily Migs Show. At Metro, get an iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system for $99.99. Take amazing pictures and share them instantly. And don't put up with life's yada yada.
Yada yada.
Like photo bombers. Zoom, crop out,
Yada yada.
and bye.
You don't take yada yada in life, don't take yada yada from your wireless provider. Get iPhone 12 with 5G with no activation fees and nada yada yada. Only at Metro by T-Mobile. Switch to Metro, bring your ID. This offer isn't available for customers currently at T-Mobile or that have been with Metro in the past 180 days.
You've probably heard about generative artificial intelligence, but are you vigilant to its exploitability? Generative AI is shaping society and transforming our daily lives. While we want to embrace the potential, we must also set the standards for responsible use and safeguard the future of our digital world. HackerOne employs over 2 million plus ethical hackers, 750 of them specializing in prompt hacking and other AI security and testing. The creative approach taken by a diverse pool of ethical hackers is the best way to discover vulnerabilities. When launching new AI deployments, let HackerOne's AI red teaming address the novel challenges of AI safety and security for your business. AI innovation can only be effective if models are tested for safety and security issues that could cause harm. Make sure your AI models and deployments can't be tricked into providing information beyond their intended use, and that security flaws can't be exploited to access confidential data or systems with HackerOne. Learn more about our AI red teaming today at hackerone.com/AI.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you with professional-grade industrial supplies. Count on real-time product availability and fast delivery. Call, clickgrainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hiring for your small business? If you're not looking for professionals on LinkedIn, you're looking in the wrong place. That's like looking for your car keys in a fish tank. LinkedIn helps you hire professionals you can't find anywhere else, even those who aren't actively searching for a new job but might be open to the perfect role. In a given month, over 70% of LinkedIn users don't even visit other leading job sites. So start looking in the right place. With LinkedIn, you can hire professionals like a professional. Post your free job on linkedin.com/recommend today.
At Metro, get an iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system for $99.99. Take amazing pictures and share them instantly. And don't put up with life's yada yada.
Yada yada.
Like photo bombers. Zoom, crop out,
Yada yada.
and bye.
You don't take yada yada in life, don't take yada yada from your wireless provider. Get iPhone 12 with 5G with no activation fees and nada yada yada. Only at Metro by T-Mobile. Switch to Metro, bring your ID. This offer isn't available for customers currently at T-Mobile or that have been with Metro in the past 180 days.
It's one thing falling in love with a house, and quite another navigating the world of negotiating, mortgage lenders, and finding the budget that works best for you. Guidance from an agent who's a Realtor can make all the difference, because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
The Daily Migs Show presents the most popular radio game on this side of the speaker. Let's play Beat Migs. Beat Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa. Beat Migs, you're a loser.
Who's ready to beat Migs? I know Alan from Seattle is. Alan, are you there?
I am here.
I'm Sarah, your host, and it's time for you to get out of here, Steve.
Goodbye.
For those those playing at home, Alan has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you'll only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Oh, yeah.
What ocean is Hawaii on?
Pacific.
Yes. Who played the title character in the 90s movie Saving Private Ryan?
Tom Hanks.
No.
Matt Damon.
Yes. The first Earth Day was observed in what decade?
60s.
No.
50s.
No.
20s.
No. What part of the human body serves the purpose for maintaining balance?
Ears.
Yes. Dimebag Darrell was best known for being the guitarist for what band?
Pantera.
Correct. What is the highest grossing Broadway show of all time?
The Book of Mormon.
No.
Pass.
What Midwest state is nicknamed the Sunflower State?
Idaho.
No.
Ohio.
No.
Indiana.
No. What Thank You Next pop star got her start on the kids' show Victorious?
Ariana Grande.
Yes. Alan, you got 5 correct. Right down the middle. That's what?
I got 10 last time I was on.
What? You did? Oh.
Yeah, this is the third time I played Steve.
Nice. Did you win when you got a 10 or was it a tie?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. He got like 7.
Oh. Even though you didn't do as well, hopefully you can get another win. Steve?
I hope so.
Are you ready? Wow, I guess not.
From Seattle to the world.
Oh, what the? Now is it working?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There we go.
I was like, what in the hell is happening here?
What ocean is Hawaii on?
What ocean? That would be the Pacific.
Correct. Who played the title character in the 90s movie Saving Private Ryan?
Tom Hanks.
No.
Private Ryan. Ryan Gosling.
No. Ooh, I wish.
Ryan Reynolds.
No. The first Earth Day was observed in what decade?
Tom Cruise?
No. Didn't you say that? No.
What's that?
The first Earth Day was observed in what decade?
I'm going to go to the 80s.
No.
90s.
No.
2000?
No. What part of the human body serves the purpose for maintaining balance?
What part? The feet.
No. What exactly?
I pass.
Dimebag Darrell was best known for being the guitarist for what band?
Pantera.
Correct.
I'm back.
What is the highest grossing Broadway show of all time?
Les Mis.
No.
Cats.
No.
Sleeping Beauty.
No. What Midwest state is nicknamed the Sunflower State?
Georgia.
No. Steve, you are not back. Steve, you got 2 correct, which is a loss, 5-2. Alan, I didn't think it was going to happen, but congratulations. You are the winner.
3-0, Steve.
Oh, son of a beeswax.
We got to make that guy a T-shirt.
Oh, yeah? Why don't you make it for him?
Migs can't beat Alan.
Migs can't beat Alan.
I love it. Wow. Okay, he got this correct. Who played the title character in Saving Private Ryan? I love that you just started to go with actors named Ryan.
I thought it was Tom Hanks.
Matt Damon.
Damon. Huh. All right. I'll have to believe you on that one.
I mean, that's the correct answer, so you should. The first Earth Day was observed in what decade? I swear I thought you were about to say it.
60s. 70s.
70s.
70s. I went the wrong direction.
Yeah, and Alan went the wrong direction and the other way. Another one that he got right. What part of the human body serves the purpose for maintaining balance?
Well, I feel like feet's a good answer.
I actually do too, because I would have never got this if it wasn't.
Isn't it ears?
It's ears, yes.
Yeah.
He said ears, yep.
Oh, yeah, because you lose your equilibrium. Yeah. Sometimes, like if you get like bonked in the ear or
Is that
something.
where the eustachian tube is? I don't know.
Or when people get like vertigo, when they
yeah.
have the ringing, it just like totally throws them
I like
off.
how all of us are trying to flex like we know what we're talking about, and we're clearly idiots.
What's the highest grossing Broadway show of all time?
Would it be Phantom of the Opera?
No, it's The Lion King.
Dang. I never would have guessed that.
Yep. And what Midwest state is nicknamed the Sunflower State?
I believe it is Kansas.
It sure is. Look at her country girl. And then one that Alan got to and you didn't. What Thank You Next pop star got her start on the kids show Victorious?
Oh, what's her face? Ariana Grande.
Yes. So if you got to that question, you still would have lost.
Thanks.
But congratulations.
So it said Matt Damon was Private Ryan.
That's right.
They had to save him.
Exactly.
What the hell movie am I thinking about?
No, you were thinking of the
right movie.
The right
Tom
movie,
Hanks is in it.
Oh.
He's just not
He's
Private
just
Ryan.
not Private Ryan.
Oh. Okay.
Ryan
But
Gosling
he was
wasn't
in
in it either.
But
Yeah.
it was, okay. As long as he was in it, I was like, I thought for sure Tom Hanks was in this movie, but I don't think I didn't listen to the question all that well.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Today is Earth Day, and many are doing their part for the environment. We all got together on Friday to help clean up a park in Seattle, and apparently I was the talk amongst the coworkers for doing a terrible job. How so? We'll find out after AC/DC.
The Daily Migs Show.
Earth Day is observed every year on April 22nd, so happy Earth Day, Rockaholics. Serves as a reminder of the significance of environmental conservation and sustainability efforts, as stated by earthday.org. So this past Friday after work, our
we
company
jumped the gun on it. Yeah.
Yeah, we got a head start. We wanted to be inspirational. Our company had a day of an event kind of situation down at Myrtle Edwards Park. # one day, one thing. That's our Odyssey initiative. And we were picking up trash and spreading mulch around this big tree island in the park. And it was beautiful, overlooking the mountains and the water, just gorgeous.
I mean, it was a great day to do a good deed, which was kind of fun. So as we're doing it, we're all there with like rakes and like we just, we don't look like your typical people who are cleaning up. So then it started whenever people were walking by, I'm like, man, I hope this takes some time off my my record. And some people doing like double check, like, what are these guys all here because they're trying to get out of trouble, or like is it like public service or whatever it may be? But yeah, we were there just to help out in any way that we can. And Jen, I believe, was the lady that was part of the city that was like kind of keeping us in order and making sure we were doing everything right. She couldn't be a nicer person.
She was awesome.
Yeah, and so myself, Danny, Sarah, we're all putting in the best effort to our abilities. We're definitely not like, people who are very good with our hands. Like no one's going to accuse us of having green thumbs or anything along those lines. But I figured if anyone on our team that's going to be the star, the MVP, it would have to be Taryn Daly, wouldn't you think?
Yeah, farm girl.
Well, yeah, I chatted with Ryan Castle about that because we were observing, all of us, not just us on the show, but everybody. We were all observing Taryn Daly as we're all trying to help clean up this area and put the mulch around the trees and all that. And, well, I think Ryan summed it up best.
And Brian, I don't know about you, but I feel like we are way better farmers than Taryn Daly.
Half-ass farmer, city boys over here slinging all of the mulch.
You've done nothing.
I do this every single day at my little homestead. I just wanted you guys to have a chance to,
Is this how you do it at home? You just do nothing and let your husband do it?
You're going to have to edit this, but that sounds like bullshit.
Total bullshit. What do you think? Sarah over there. Taryn doing anything?
No! Nothing at
Danny?
all.
Nope, I haven't seen her do one thing.
Every project needs a project manager, all right? I'm managing.
That's why we have our boss here.
Our boss in the background going, that's why I'm here. There was many times where I look out and everybody's got like a rake, got a wheelbarrow, and then I look over at Taryn Daly and she's on her cell phone.
Yep. Just resting.
Or talking to anyone that would listen to her.
She had the strategy that we all joked about. I was like, dude, when we get there, I don't want to do too much work. You know what? We'll just find somebody to talk to and we'll just bro down. But once you get there, you get caught up in the moment. You get caught up in the spirit. Well, all of us except for Taryn, of course. And we had to check in with Sarah and see what she thought about her coworker, Taryn.
Sarah, how are we doing?
Oh, I am killing it. Honestly, I think I'm
very humble.
MVP. And I want to...
You know who's LVP, least valuable player?
Oh, I sure do. We work with her.
Does her name rhyme with Schmarin?
It sure does. Has she done anything today?
I mean, she's been on her phone. She's been hobnobbing with our big boss.
Yep, talking to a bunch of people.
Bragging about being the farm girl.
And yet, I think I saw her shovel once, and it was pathetic. Wow, Taryn, we're disappointed.
And embarrassed.
I was so mad. I was like mad.
Because I was working very closely with Sarah, and she was like, you better be happy that Namaste Sarah's here. Otherwise, I'm going to be yelling at literally everyone.
Really? So you were getting annoyed with people?
Oh, my goodness, yes. We're there to do a job. Not just you, Taryn. There were a lot of other people that work in this building that I was like, you guys are useless. Absolutely. Why are you even here?
Yeah. Once I got there, I was like, oh, I don't want to do this. But once you get there, it's like, okay, I'll help out. And then once you start doing it, it was like, okay, I'm just in my own little world and I'm just raking things. Yeah. I'm just, filling up the wheelbarrow with some mulch. I'm mulching, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And well, we had one more moment where we did finally catch Taryn doing work.
Oh, we have breaking news. Wait a second. You're actually working?
I had to talk to the boss for a minute. It was very important. Yeah.
Okay, first of all, talk to the boss for a minute. It was like 2 hours you were talking to the boss.
You were there all of Friday.
Yes, you don't disrespect the boss.
Hold on. Let's check with the boss.
I don't even know her. For the one with the blonde hair?
Yeah, the one that's not working. The one with the blonde hair over here is working.
Oh, the other one. No, that one's working. That one's been awesome with the wheelbarrow.
Thank you.
Clearly, agricultural background.
You know, I'm just a lot better with a hoe, and there's no hose, so.
You are a hoe.
Oh, my God.
That's when Sarah was getting feisty.
I didn't realize you were getting that pissy.
I was. I have wounds from volunteering. I got
right.
blisters.
You were showing us your blisters and saying some people don't have any blisters.
Well, that's because you guys have city hands. You probably moisturize.
You have city hands, clearly.
I was like kind of scared that Sarah had a pitchfork in her hand because I was like, I don't know who she's going to throw this at, but it's going to either be Taryn or one of our other coworkers.
It was funny because I had a few pictures I took of all of us kind of doing our thing, and it wasn't even intentional. There's a couple of pictures where in the background, Taryn is just on her cell phone staring down, like neck down, and everyone else has got like a rake, a pitchfork, a wheelbarrow, and I'm showing it to my wife. I'm like, you won't believe this, but look, this. She's like, how did it all go? I'm like, well, one person had an easy job. She caught up on all of her texts, her social media, her conversations, while the rest of us were actually working.
Yes, I make a promise to you right now that next Earth Day I will not let you down.
I don't believe that. And it didn't help, too, that you were wearing, like, the bougiest sunglasses. They were, like, huge, white-framed sunglasses.
I call those my big and bitchies.
Well, that's a good name for them.
I call them the big and do nothing around the mulch pit.
Well, you guys did great, and I was very proud to watch you. Also, big thanks to everyone that came out to Chuck E. Cheese for our party over the weekend. We met so many amazing people, and we learned that we have a lot of listeners who drive for a living, like trucks, delivery trucks, things of that nature.
Yep.
So we were joking about how, sure, Taylor Swift has the Tortured Poets Department.
Yeah, because that definitely came up a few times where people were just either making fun of the record or actually some people that did enjoy the record. But when we were talking to some of the truck drivers, then we just kind of went down a silly road of, truck drivers could probably write better lyrics than Taylor Swift about poets, but they would write about their experiences as a truck driver.
And we would call that the Tortured Drivers Department.
Yeah.
So, Rockaholics, we want to hear from you, your driver horror stories. What drives you nuts? What's some of the craziest things you have ever seen on the road? Can your stories inspire a better song? Call us up now, 206-803-ROCK. We'll take your calls at 7:20.
The Daily Migs Show. Hi. The Daily Migs Show.
A lot can happen between falling in love with a house and owning it. Having an advocate who can help you navigate negotiations, timelines, inspections, and more can make all the difference. That's what the expertise of a Realtor can do for you, because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
At Metro, get an iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system for $99.99. Take amazing pictures and share them instantly. And don't put up with life's yada yada.
Yada yada.
Like photo bombers. Zoom, crop out,
Yada yada.
and bye.
You don't take yada yada in life, don't take yada yada from your wireless provider. Get iPhone 12 with 5G with no activation fees and nada yada yada. Only at Metro by T-Mobile. Switch to Metro, bring your ID. This offer isn't available for customers currently at T-Mobile or that have been with Metro in the past 180 days.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Taylor Swift's Tortured Poets Department has broken the Spotify record for most streamed album in one day.
Not surprising.
Not at all. But poets are not the only tortured souls. As we learned at our Chuck E. Cheese party over the weekend, we learned that we have a lot of listeners who drive for a living, trucks, Ubers, that kind of thing. So we wanted to hear from you, Rockaholics, your driver horror stories. What drives you nuts? What's some of the craziest things you've ever seen on the road? Can your stories inspire a better song?
Yes, and we're going to put it to the test, too. And we'll explain why after we take these calls.
206-803-ROCK. Randy in Lakewood, tell us your Uber driver story.
So I was down in El Paso 2015, 2016, Uber driving, and ended up picking up a prostitute / street pharmaceutical.
Interesting.
So kind of made the drive kind of awkward because she was offering her services, and
was she offering the services in exchange for the fare, or was she like, I just want to offer the services, but I will also still pay the Uber fees?
It was basically on top of the Uber fee.
Oh, so she's just networking.
She's a businesswoman.
Yeah. What's her? Did you bother to look at her star rating? Not as a prostitute, but just as a driver. I'm kidding.
I'll be honest, it was so long ago, I cannot recall the star rating, but...
Was she attractive?
Not going to lie, a little good looks, but I was engaged to be engaged, so that was a hard pass.
Difficult pass, maybe.
Terry on I-5, what were all over the road when you were driving?
Rabbits. I was driving, rabbits. Driving through Montana on I-90 at like midnight, 1 o'clock. There was probably a 10-mile stretch where there were just rabbits everywhere. Hundreds of them in this stretch. I could probably see 15 to 20 of them in my headlights at any given time. Ran over a bunch of them.
Oh, no.
I didn't mean to. I was just...
Right.
You don't have a choice.
Holy-ass moments. But I've told this story before. People don't believe me. I've seen the biggest rabbit I've ever seen in my life. The thing was the size of a coyote with donkey-sized ears. In one jump, it cleared the whole lane and the shoulder. It was insane.
If you weren't driving, your story sounds like you were on acid.
It does. My wife was asleep, and I'm like, oh my God, holy effing blah blah blah, and she wakes up yelling at me because I woke her up, and I'm like, look at the rabbits. Look. So we pulled off at the one rest area in the middle of nowhere. I wake up the next morning, like the mud flaps had chunks of hair.
Oh God.
Hey, Terry.
I felt bad. It was the most disgusting, funny thing I've ever seen in my life.
Did you ever find out why there were so many rabbits? Did like a truck spill and release the rabbits? Like, did you ever figure out why all these rabbits were on the road?
No, I think it was just like a migration or mating season, or I don't know.
They got to talk to their leader. They picked the wrong way to go.
Andy in Tacoma, what does your girlfriend like to do to truckers?
Good morning. Yeah, this was back in the 80s, and we might have been the distraction. My girlfriend liked to flash truckers.
Doing the Lord's work.
And she would show them everything. It was hilarious.
I mean, it is a lonely road.
I bet they appreciated her.
It was so much fun. Oh, they really did. Lots of horn blowing and whistling and motions to pull over.
Real quick, Andy, how did that even start? Did she say, it would be hilarious if I flashed them? Like, how did it even, I don't even understand how that conversation even begins, where it's like, I'm just going to show these truck drivers everything.
It would make her really excited to show others, and she was really excited by that. And so this was back in the 80s. She didn't have to wear a seatbelt. So we'd go out and she'd wear like a sundress she could lift up real easily, and she'd show them her breasts and bend over and say hi, a smiley face. It was we had a great time.
I can only imagine. It sounds
Bless
like
her.
you did.
Bless her. Trucker Brad on I-5, you had a pretty crazy incident where an axle and wheel came off on the road?
Yeah, so I was, morning guys. So I was driving on 101 heading towards Aberdeen, and I had a car in front of me, and luckily I was paying attention because all of a sudden the whole entire right front transaxle of his car came off at highway speed, and he was bouncing, his front end was bouncing off of the highway as he was trying to slow down, and I almost took him out. It would have not been good. It was nuts. Nobody got hurt, but
yikes.
There's another thing. So all these new trucks, they all have camera systems and forward-looking radar, and they're programmed to detect things in front of you, especially distance warnings for your following distance.
Uh-huh.
And so it's just so so frustrating because all of these jerks on the freeway, they just want to. There's a reason why we have this distance between us and the car in front of us. But these people just want to get right in front of you and slow down, and then you have to back off your speed and readjust your following distance.
Dude, I saw it even this morning. The cars just weaving in and out, just cutting right in front of truckers. I'm like, dude, what is the point? Like, you're just being dumb. We did get one more text I just wanted to share at 206-803-ROCK as well. I'm a garbage man. The amount of times I've picked up a dumpster to expose somebody, going number 2 behind it, too damn high. Write that song, Taylor. I kind of want to hear Taylor Swift write that song.
Well, now we're going to put AI to the test. We're going to take these stories we have just heard on the air and plug them into Suno.com. This is the song-making website. To see if it can make a better song, we're going to hear from the Tortured Drivers Department.
What kind of a flavor of a song? You want to go country? Country, okay. So we have prostitute stories, rabbits, and things flying around.
We're going to go to the Tortured Drivers Department after the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
The Daily Migs Show.
Steve Migs, you can't spell Tortured Poets Department without torture.
Yes.
Taylor Swift's new album. It's broken the Spotify record for most streamed album in a day.
And I also saw that it sold over 1.4 million copies, 600,000 of them vinyl.
Wow.
So anyone complains, why are they putting out all these different variants? Like, you got to imagine that somebody bought multiple copies of every version that she put out, which just padded those numbers. It's crazy to think that vinyl is now a massive part of why record sales are even still a thing.
Totally. So we decided to try an experiment to see if AI could write a better song. And when we were at Chuck E. Cheese over the weekend, we chatted with a lot of rockaholics who are truckers or drivers.
Yep.
And felt a little inspiration there.
We were joking about how instead of Tortured Poets department, it would be a Tortured Drivers or Tortured Truckers department. And we're like, you know what, let's put it to a test. Let's just see what can happen. So before the Red Hot Chili Pepper song, we just took a bunch of calls. And man, oh man, we have a lot of people who drive for a living. And they have to deal with a lot of crap. And some of the examples that we got when we were taking the calls were somebody had a prostitute come in their Uber to offer them some services, also try and sell them some drugs. Another guy had to deal with a bunch of rabbits running all over the road. Another dude was talking about how like certain objects are flying at him and cars are rolling over. So we saw all that stuff. We wrote it all down and put it into this website that we've been playing around with for like the last couple of weeks called Suno.com, Suno.com. And it's trippy because you could just type in whatever premise you want for a song, and within 30 to 40 seconds, it makes that song for you.
Freaks me out, man.
So I did just that while we were playing the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I just wrote it all in there, all those stories, and said, make us a song, and it sure as hell did.
And it's a country song?
It's a country song. It's called...
Is it a toe tapper?
I guess we'll find out, Taryn. It's called On the Open Road. It even comes up with its own title. It even gives you its own artwork, and it makes the lyrics up all by itself. So... It's weird, man. It's weird how quick AI is these days. But let's see what the Rockaholics have inspired with our brand new Tortured Drivers Department, a song called On the Open Road.
In my old Chevy truck, I hit the gas for the rush. Wheels spinning, country music on the stereo. I'm in a hush. Headlights cutting through the dark as the night unfolds. Cars flipping over, but I keep on rolling down the road. Passing by the truck stop where the escorts gather. They offer their services, but I politely decline, no matter. Just chasing freedom in this never-ending quest. With rabbits running around, dodging them is the ultimate test. On the open road, where the memories are made, with my sweetheart by my side, living life unafraid. Her laughter fills the cab as she rolls down the glass. A wild-hearted girl with a love for a flag.
I like this better than any Taylor Swift song I've ever heard.
Isn't it weird how it just made this for us?
It's a song for the Rockaholic truck drivers.
Man, technology's tripping me out.
That was beautiful. On the Open Road.
A wild-hearted girl with a love for Flash.
Wild-hearted girl with a love for Flash.
It's still going.
She's the star of the show. Real quickly, do you guys know the term for the prostitutes that hang out at the truck stops?
Lot lizards.
Lot lizards.
Yes.
I just learned that term a couple of years ago, and I love it.
Also, Taryn, was it a toe tapper?
It was absolutely a toe tapper.
That song was so dumb, but so crazy that he put that together for us.
The Tortured Drivers Department.
So we have our first song of our new record.
I'm excited. It's going to be quite the compilation. Rockaholics, we know that at some point you have had a ridiculous run-in with the law, one that you will never forget. So call us up now as we want to hear your story. Plus, that story will give you a chance at winning tickets to see In This Moment at the Moore Theater. Call us up now, 206-803-ROCK. We'll take your calls at 7:50.
The Daily Migs Show.
Listen as Selenia tells us why she chose to vaccinate her daughter.
I definitely felt like the pros far outweighed the cons, the diseases that I am protecting my child against. They're still here. And at the end of the day, it's my job as a mother to keep my child safe.
Talk to your child's doctor and learn more at whyvaccines.com. Brought to you by Merck.
It's one thing falling in love with a house, and quite another navigating the world of negotiating, mortgage lenders, and finding the budget that works best for you. Guidance from an agent who's a realtor can make all the difference, because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Listen as Selenia tells us why she chose to vaccinate her daughter.
I definitely felt like the pros far outweighed the cons, the diseases that I am protecting my child against. They're still here. And at the end of the day, it's my job as a mother to keep my child safe.
Talk to your child's doctor and learn more at whyvaccines.com. Brought to you by Merck.
I'm Sandra, and I'm just the professional your small business was looking for. But you didn't hire me because you didn't use LinkedIn Jobs. LinkedIn has professionals you can't find anywhere else, including those who aren't actively looking for a new job, but might be open to the perfect role, like me.
In a given month, over 70% of LinkedIn users don't visit other leading job sites. So if you're not looking on LinkedIn, you'll miss out on great candidates like Sandra. Start hiring professionals like a professional. Post your free job on linkedin.com/recommend today.
It's one thing falling in love with a house, and quite another navigating the world of negotiating, mortgage lenders, and finding the budget that works best for you. Guidance from an agent who's a realtor can make all the difference, because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
Now on the Daily Migs Show.
Damn. Some birds aren't meant to be caged. Yet, here we are, butt naked, eating soggy bologna sandwiches. Figure it's time to get busy living and get busy winning.
Let's play Cellmates.
Cellmates, where lawbreakers become game changers. This week we are playing for tickets to see In This Moment at the Moore Theater on August 25th. Let's meet our cellmates. We have Justin in Ferndale. You fell asleep in a very strange location.
Yeah, I was coming back from a rave down south and got out at about 3 in the morning. And, I might have been a little bit inebriated from not alcohol. But anyway, I fell asleep on I-5 and hit the Jersey barrier.
Wow.
Ooh. Yikes.
Yeah, so the best part was I was actually driving my mom's car at the time, and I was on my way back home to go to my cousin's wedding.
Well, I hope that this was one giant life lesson for you to not be dumb.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no. Yeah, this was basically my turnaround, let's figure stuff out moment.
Gotcha.
So I was I was trying to figure out how to get her spare tire down because it was a Hyundai Santa Fe, trying to get the tire on the ground. And a cop pulled up behind me, and he was like, hey, I heard there was a call in and that there was a crash. And I was like, oh, yeah, no, there was something in the middle of the road, and I swerved to avoid it, and I overcorrected. And he was like, oh, well, sorry about that. I see your tires popped. Do you need any help putting your tire on? I was like, that would be absolutely amazing. So he tries to bring his jack out and all that. He helps me put the tire on and just tells me to hopefully pay more attention on the road. And on my way home, I was like, I got so lucky because of this. I'm going to, like you said, Steve, I'm just going to figure my own stuff out. And I'm pretty sure that was actually the very last time that I did anything stupid before driving. So
yeah,
that was definitely a good life lesson for me.
I'm glad the life lesson just involved you and no one else got hurt in the situation because, man, that could have been gnarly.
No, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning, I-5, just by the Boeing field down there. And, yeah, luckily there was no one else on the road except for that one Good Samaritan that called it in.
Justin, let's meet your cellmate who is Possum Paul in Hillsboro. Possum Paul, do you wear your seatbelt?
Not that day.
What happened?
So I was riding in the car with my girlfriend who was driving and her sister, and she had this old funky jalopy that didn't have a front seat. And so we're just tooling along. Her sister and I were sitting on the edge of the back seat. We're all just chatting. And then the lights come on. It turns out we got pulled over because of a bad turn signal. But as soon as the lights come on, me and her sister, we slide back in our seat to put our seatbelts on. Now we get stopped, and I'm expecting to see an officer walk up to the driver's window, as is normal. And all of a sudden, and I'm on the right side of the car, my door flies open, and there's a cop's gun in my face, and he's screaming at me about, what were you doing? What were you doing? Just screaming it at me, and I'm a deer in the headlights.
Yeah, I bet.
What? I said, what? And I don't know how many times I said that, and finally the light came on in my head. I was like, putting on my seatbelt? I kind of said it as a question almost. And as soon as I said that, his whole countenance changed, and he quit screaming at me, and he gets me out of the car, and he's checking us all out. And then I was pissed. And I said to him, I said, what in the F was that about? And he explained to me that he's a state trooper, that they're trained if they see movement inside of the car, there could be a gun.
So they saw you moving a bunch trying to get that seatbelt on, and he thought, this guy's grabbing something. Yeah, I can understand where he's coming from. I mean, you see that, and you're like, oh, crap, this guy's going to grab something.
I can tell you what, it's quite an experience having a cop's gun pointed at
I couldn't even imagine, dude.
Ooh.
That sounds terrifying.
Based on the severity of the crimes of our cellmates, Steve, who should go first in the game?
As long as Possum Paul's buckled up, let's go with him first.
All right, Possum Paul. Jack Nicholson has won the Academy Award for Best Actor twice. Name one of the 2 movies.
I'm going to go with Scent of a Woman.
Oh. We would have accepted One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest or As Good as It Gets. Justin, your question. Earth Day was founded in the United States in the 70s, but which decade did Earth Day go global?
What decade did Earth Day go global?
Yes.
Let's go 20 years later in the 90s.
That's correct.
You are correct. And
the
you're gonna
90s.
go see him.
Oh, my God.
Congratulations. You're going to go see In This Moment at the Moore Theater on August 25th.
Man, I got a busy schedule coming up. Thanks, guys.
Hey, thank you. Congratulations.
I'm glad we could add to that. Someone did say Sarah's going to absolutely love their bass player. This might push Sarah over the edge to becoming a metalhead.
Ooh.
So the bass player for In This Moment's your kind of guy, apparently.
Well, we were kind of going back yesterday when we were brunching, and we were looking at Sarah's 8th grade photo with the black X's over her eyes.
Yes.
And, there's always great makeup at an In This Moment show, so you might fit right in.
Oh, my gosh, I'm looking at them now. I would fit right in.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They have great dancers. In This Moment,
I Google searched the bass player of In This Moment, and all the pictures have him with a mask over his face. So I'm not exactly sure what they're trying to say with Sarah. She's like into dudes that like to wear masks over their face.
Well, maybe because he's got the cool eye makeup like Sarah used to rock. Yeah, maybe that's it.
Well, even the lead singer is really hot. So.
Oh, yes. 100%.
Yeah.
Wow.
Maria Brink.
That's
right?
her name.
Is that her name? Yeah, she's banging hot. Well,
banging hot.
Banging hot. Rockaholics, do you let your coworkers friend you on social media? We asked because on Friday, things got awkward between our new boss and Sarah while at a bar, all because of him following her on Instagram. You're going to hear what happened after Nirvana.
The Daily Migs Show.
Apparently, this past Friday, if you worked hard enough at the One Day, One Thing Odyssey gathering at Myrtle Edwards Park, shoveling mulch and wheelbarrowing it around, you would get invited to go to a lunch on the pier at a pub.
You didn't work hard enough to get the invite. I'm sorry. Yeah, you didn't earn the meal, the drink, or anything. You just stood around and played on your phone, and we figured you could do that at home. You don't need to come hang out with us.
So don't invite Taryn.
I sent a couple of the pictures to Sarah so she could see what I was talking about. Did you not see Taryn not doing a damn thing while we were doing all that good work for Earth Day?
Yep, I saw them, and they're posted now to see your glory.
One of them has me with the wheelbarrow full of mulch, and Taryn just holding a pitchfork, just standing there doing nothing.
Just taking a break. It was very warm.
Yeah, but
it was hot.
But afterwards, we went to, what is it, Pub 70?
Yeah.
It's on Pier 70. Really cool spot, I got to say.
Yeah.
Food was amazing. The staff there couldn't be nicer.
Oh, dude, I had never been down in that area, and just like seeing, because you were the one that found like pub food, and I was like, oh, this is my kind of place. I want to come here more often.
Yeah, they had some like good tacos, and you had like a sweet potato taco that was phenomenal.
It was so good.
And Sarah was getting to know our new boss.
So our new boss, Dave, he showed up as well, which was awesome. He helped out, unlike you. He actually did help, put some mulch in a wheelbarrow. No, and then we all went there and hung out and were BSing. And I did not realize this is a thing. And now it kind of makes sense because there are certain coworkers that we have that I have like sent a friend request on like Facebook and never got the acceptance. And I'm like, that's weird. I thought we were cool. We always talk at the workplace. But then one of them that hasn't accepted my friend request point blank said, I will not accept any friend requests or be friends with anyone that I work with. She's friends with Sarah because I guess like she was grandfathered in because they knew each other before they worked together. And I was like, it made me feel bad. I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't know. I was like, did I piss this person off or something? I didn't know. But if that's your rule, I get it. Like, I know we had like our old human resources director. She was not friends with anyone until she retired. And then all of a sudden she was like friends with everybody. Yeah. And I was like, I get it. Like, you probably don't want to make things awkward. Some people share too much on social media. But Sarah over here was having a conversation with our new boss about Instagram. And like, what exactly were you trying to convince him to follow you on Instagram? Or it felt like you were almost trying to convince him not to follow you on Instagram.
Yes, the latter. I was convincing him not to. Well, so one of the girls took a picture and was asking everyone's handle. So our big boss was like, oh, this is my handle. And I was like, what? You got an Instagram? Like, he's kind of an older guy, so I didn't know, And I was like,
It's not like he's like 80.
Okay.
But like in his 50s? Like, people in their 50s have Instagram.
I mean, my mom doesn't have an Instagram, so I was just like, oh, cool, like, I want to follow you. And then I was just wanting to tell him, like, no pressure to follow me back, dude. Maybe you shouldn't. So
as they're having this conversation, of course, I had to grab my phone and record what was going on because, I mean, she was very passionately telling him, you do not want to follow me on Instagram. Yeah. And so this is what it sounded like. Sarah, why don't you want our boss to follow you on Instagram?
I'm not judgy.
I
First of all, that's our boss. She's like, you're going to judge me. He's like, I'm not judging.
He's like, I'm cool.
I'm pretty cool.
I just followed him, and he's a great guy, but I'm just warning him that my Instagram is interesting, and there's just no judgment. No judge. Do I think you would judge me?
I don't know what was going on behind us, but apparently our party was way more lit than I realized.
Were people like cheering? Was that people like voting for him to follow you? I don't know what's going on back there.
I don't know what was going on behind us.
Or differently on my Instagram? Absolutely.
You want me to?
Absolutely.
I'm just asking if he got the tab.
He did. Okay, and then there's Ryan Casa just wants to interject because he wants to make sure our boss is paying for everything, which I thought was hilarious.
I'm just asking if he got the tab.
He did, yeah.
He did. Maybe he should follow me then. Hey, I'm just kidding.
Hey.
I just, no judgment.
None. It's wild. It's a little wild.
I don't care.
I love that. Love that. I love him.
That's what's up.
Why would I care?
Hey, he's not your dad.
That's true.
What were you guys taking shots of?
At that point, nothing.
Wait, but I will
now.
say I had not eaten breakfast. I just worked up a sweat volunteering for the earth. And the first thing we have is a shot of Jameson.
Oh.
So it was just going straight to me. Even just, I'm like, that's too much, Sarah. You do it too much. I'm just glad I didn't call him Daddy.
I thought that's where you were about to go when Danny said he's not your dad, and I thought you were going to say, well, he could be my daddy.
Yeah.
I mean, like it was
Radio Daddy.
It was very awkward at that point. But also, I would love to be in a room with him when that first butt shot ends up on her Instagram page, on her stories, or whatever you're twerking, or whatever it may be. Because there's at least that one picture that leads to the rest of us sending a group chat without Sarah in it and being like, did you see Sarah's Instagram post? And even my wife will be like, did you see Sarah's Instagram post?
Even my husband's like, well, it looks like Sarah was having a fun time over the weekend. She sure was.
Well, and update, he did end up following me.
Yeah.
So whenever that booty pics gets posted again, he will see it probably.
I can't wait.
Does he follow you yet, Steve?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Danny, does he follow you?
Yes, he does.
I need to check if he's following me.
Probably not.
I'll report back.
Well, you didn't come to the party and hang out with us, so
Yeah.
you're probably not going to. Are you guys cool with coworkers following you on all the social media? I don't care, but I think it is interesting how some people are very protective of that.
I think it's fine.
I'm completely fine with that. However, I'm not in a position of power, so I feel like there's a lot of people like in like the management area where like, yeah, don't follow me.
But some of the people that were talking about not letting people follow weren't in positions of power.
That's true.
So that just makes me wonder, well, what are they doing on their page? Are they afraid that someone that is in a position of power is going to be upset with them with whatever they post?
Yes.
Well, we have no shame in this room.
No.
I mean, that's why, anyone can follow him, but the big boss, I'm always afraid that maybe one day they're going to call me in the office and be like, you're being a little too risque. And I would not want
this whole twerking
that.
video, we're going to have to let you go.
Yeah. Maybe you should cover up a bit more, Sarah.
Pearl Jam's new record, Dark Matter, is getting rave reviews from many fans of the band, but for some, well, they will find any reason to complain online. So we're going to go straight to the comments at 8:20.
The Daily Migs Show.
A lot can happen between falling in love with a house and owning it. Having an advocate who can help you navigate negotiations, timelines, inspections, and more can make all the difference. That's what the expertise of a Realtor can do for you, because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader, like that car riding your tail. Or if you're tailgating right now, all those cars doubling as kitchens and living rooms are on AutoTrader too. Are you working out and listening to this ad at the same time? Well, multitasking pro, cars like the ones in the gym parking lot are for sale on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
At Metro, get an iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system for $99.99. Take amazing pictures and share them instantly. And don't put up with life's yada yada. Yada yada. Like photo bombers. Zoom, crop out, yada yada. And bye.
You don't take yada yada in life, don't take yada yada from your wireless provider. Get iPhone 12 with 5G with no activation fees and nada yada yada. Only at Metro by T-Mobile. Switch to Metro, bring your ID. This offer isn't available for customers currently at T-Mobile or that have been with Metro in the past 180 days.
Everyone knows social media is a time suck, and what you're about to hear proves it. If it's online, someone, somewhere, has an opinion and is whining about it. So let's get straight to the comments.
Pearl Jam just released their new record, Dark Matter, on Friday, and the reviews and the reception has been overwhelmingly positive.
And shout out to them for hooking up a lot of people who went to Record Store Day on Saturday to Easy Street Records. Apparently, some of those records had autographed copies, which, man, what a great surprise if you're a Pearl Jam fan. You're at Easy Street Records, a place that they have a great connection with, and boom, walking away with an autographed copy as well.
Many are calling this Pearl Jam's best work in years.
I'd agree to that.
But for a few others, they have something negative to say. So, of course, we're going to go straight to the comments.
Yep, we came across a few social media posts about the band. about the music, and also about what they like to wear. That's the funny part. It's like if you can't bitch about the music, people will still find a way to bitch about something on social media, and this is our opportunity to illustrate that. So we sent all those posts to Jason, our production director, a.k.a. Veggie Dog, a.k.a. VD, and he pulled out some of his favorite comments and reenacted them in whatever voice he wanted to do. So are you ready for the first comment about Pearl Jam and their new record, Dark Matter? Let's go.
The last time Pearl Jam put out good music was in 1991 with 10. That's 33 years now with utter shit.
Okay.
Just one good album.
Just one good record. They haven't sold millions upon millions of copies, still selling out arenas and stadiums.
Oy.
One good record. That person, definitely not a Pearl Jam 10 Club member. Here's our next comment.
Guys, stop wearing silly hats. I can't even listen to this record because of those hats. Stop.
That's weird.
Have you seen the hats?
Yeah, and they're dope.
Yeah, they're just hats. They're just hats. They're not baseball hats. What are they? I don't even know what you call those.
Like a flat-brimmed whatever.
Some were saying they're like the Amish hats.
Yeah. But it keeps the sun out of your eyes and the sun off of your face. That's, sun safety.
Oh, is that why they're doing
it?
Lily's little boyfriend at school was wearing one of those for her birthday party. I was like, it looks like little dude's ready to go to Coachella.
Or he's a member of Pearl Jam, apparently. He's either Eddie or Jeff, because there's a lot of press pictures of the two of them wearing those hats. Here's our next comment.
You're pushing 60. It's okay that your hairline is receding. Take off the hats. Great record, though.
Pushing 60 in your hair. I think at that point, it's not even receding. That's just if you have hair, that's impressive, in my opinion, if you're in your 60s.
Absolutely.
Spoken from someone who lost his hair in his late 20s.
I never thought this day would come, but I feared it. It pains me to say it, but it's true. Pearl Jam sounds tired. Not necessarily sad. It's the anger and the sadness that made their past albums so great, and those elements seem to be missing now. Nowadays, the band just sounds bored.
At least he doesn't have issues with the hats.
Silver lining.
The record is a masterpiece. Thank you, Pearl Jam. This is the album we all needed. But what's up with the hats?
What's up with caring?
Just love that. It doesn't matter what you put up there. You could put out the best record of all time. Someone is going to find something to complain about, even if it has nothing to do with the music.
Maybe these people are fashion consultants on the other side. I don't know.
All right, we have one more comment. Will it be about the hats or about the music? What do you think, Taryn?
Hats.
Let's find out.
Imagine going on Pearl Jam's Facebook to comment on the new record, and the only thing you can share is about Eddie and Jeff's hats? How stupid are you? It's just a hat. Who cares what they're wearing, you dorks?
I agree with that comment.
I agree with that, too. That album is a masterpiece, though.
Have you listened to it?
I have. I listened to the whole thing.
You're feeling it?
I'm totally feeling it. It has like a level of angst. It's a little bit harder.
They just, you know what it sounds like? It's the guy who produced it is a super fan of Pearl Jam, and it does give off that vibe. Like they've kind of rekindled some of the old vibe of what they did in their first few records. I wouldn't say it sounds like 10 or sounds like Versus or sounds like Vitology, but there's even an interview with Mike McCready that I read where he was talking about how he definitely notices them kind of going back to certain ways of like how they recorded from those times and how they wrote songs as well. And I think there are definite moments where like, oh, I could totally hear that on Vitology, or oh, I could hear that on Versus. It's pretty cool. I love the record.
And I'm not sure if we're going to one night or 2 nights of Pearl Jam next month and have 2 early wake-up calls.
Oy.
But man, it's going to be so worth it, I think.
I just got to make sure we get some hats. We got to get those Pearl Jam hats.
Everybody should be rocking those hats in support of their fashion choices.
If I was Pearl Jam and I saw these comments on social media, I would start selling Pearl Jam hats that look just like those.
Genius.
Why not?
They've always been good marketers. Rockaholics Post Malone is in the news for getting his tattoos covered up with makeup for the Taylor Swift video that he is in. This got us thinking about tattoos and cover-ups. So we will chat with Seattle tattoo artist, one of the best in the industry, Damon Conklin from Super Genius Tattoo, after the Foo Fighters.
The Daily Migs Show.
Post Malone transformed his appearance by covering up all of his tattoos with makeup to portray Taylor Swift's love interest in their music video collaboration for a song called Fortnite.
That's the big single that's streaming like crazy. He's on it as well. I saw these articles about it. I didn't watch the video. I kind of let people down. I wasn't that on top of it, but I went online to finally look at it. It's trippy to see him without any tattoos.
And then she has his face tattoos on her face.
But hers doesn't look believable at all. Like,
Not
it just
at
looks like Taylor Swift with like a Snapchat filter with tattoos on her face, whereas like his, it's like a whole different dude.
He looks so polished and soft.
I did see someone comment, they're like, I know that rumor has it he got all those tattoos because he felt like he wasn't an attractive person, so he was trying to make his face interesting.
Aww.
And they're like, well, the plot twist is he's actually a very attractive person, even without the tattoos as well. But we were talking about just like tattoo cover-ups and things along those lines. I was like, who I got to get on is my buddy Damon, because Damon is one of the best tattoo artists, not only around here, but just known around the whole country. He does all these conventions. He's just a phenomenal artist. He's the owner of Super Genius Tattoo. His name's Damon Conklin, and we got him on the phone to talk about tattoo cover-ups because I thought it'd be kind of fun to hear his perspective of covering up people's tattoos and dealing with some of the weird and gnarly tattoos over the course of his career. Damon, are you there?
I am here indeed.
What's up, brother?
How you doing, man? Good to hear from you.
Likewise, man. Thanks for taking a couple minutes out. We were just talking about how different Post Malone looks without the face tattoos. And my first question would be, face tattoos in general, are you nervous to give someone a face tattoo and fear that maybe they'll come back and be like, what was I thinking? Because you can cover up an arm tattoo pretty easy, but to cover up a face tattoo, you'd have to put more tattoos on.
Well, how do I put this? I feel like for most people to get face tattoos, the standard they're looking for isn't quite as high. I mean, it's more to look badass than to look. You know what I mean? But the people who are looking for like really fine line polished stuff, I mean, they find the culture that can. But hey, mistakes get made, and just because things are permanent does not decrease the percentage of mistakes made. Not everybody that gets something permanent on their body wants it 5 years later.
That's true.
When it comes to people showing up and asking for a face tattoo, do you have any, requirements? Would you not tattoo someone's face if it was going to be their first tattoo, or any kind of like unwritten rules like that?
We try to dissuade people who are getting their first tattoos to be on their neck or head or face. But the truth is how we deal with that has evolved a lot over the last 20, even 5 or 10 years, because so many people are getting them now. Mm-hmm. And at some point, you're like, hey, you sure you want this? Well, okay, you're the boss, I personally don't do them because I only do large-scale stuff that's in full color, and that usually doesn't happen on the face. But,
that would be pretty epic if it did, like a giant flower on somebody's face.
Right. Tattoo someone else's face on your face, Yeah.
We're talking with Damon Conklin, who's the owner of Super Genius Tattoos. Your Instagram, by the way, is @super_genius. Out of curiosity, what do you think is, for you, the most commonly covered up type of tattoo?
Most commonly covered up, I'd say it's between two things, and it's either names.
Yep.
Because that's just covering up names goes way back hundreds of years, and tribal tattoos, which are very difficult to cover up. But I've covered up a lot of them because people want something more interesting than like some dark lines at some point, like.
Yeah, no, I can understand that. The name one. Has there been times where you're tattooing someone, you're like talking to them, and you're finding out the backstory behind the name, and you're like, oh, this is not good. They're going to be coming back in about 7 months.
I literally had a girl I knew one time, many, many moons ago, when I worked at Slave to the Needle, where a lot of great artists have worked. And she was someone I knew. She wanted a name tattooed. I knew her well enough to know that, I'm like, look, this is a terrible idea. You're doing it just to get his attention, which I would never say to anybody now. But then I was young and I had a little more brass in me. And I'm like, look, let's do it in like green, and then it'll be easy to cover. And we literally covered it like 3 months later.
Called it.
Yeah.
She must have been so appreciative. Like, you know what? Thank you so much for tattooing this in green.
She was. Yeah.
So
it's the little good deeds, you know.
Oh, absolutely. So, Damon, my very first tattoo, of course, was the one I got when I was 18, as one does when they want to rebel against their parents. But I got my zodiac sign because that was all the rage at the time. And I've always considered covering it up, but I've been told that covering up your first tattoo is bad luck. Can you speak to whether that is there any truth to that? Is it bad luck?
Look, I'm not superstitious. I may be mini-stitious, but I'm not superstitious. No, come on. The truth is I'm going to get my first tattoo covered up soon. Not because I really care that much about covering it up, but it's just a really good location, and I want a really good piece there, like a new piece. And it's 30 years old. It did its time, you know?
What was the tattoo of?
Well, I mean, not surprisingly, you know, this was like 93 or 94 or whatever. So, of course, it's a tribal sun. But mine's custom because I'm special, you know.
Yeah, you are. Hey, Damon, quick question. What do you think of Machine Gun Kelly's new ink?
Oh, wow. You know, I watched the Taylor Swift video yesterday to study for this, but I did not study up on Machine Gun Kelly. What does he have? What is it?
So he basically did like the blackout tattoos.
Oh.
Almost like a crop top and then all down his arms.
Yeah, I know a bunch of people that have done that. I know like the singer from AFI did that, which is a trip because I met him a million years ago in front of the Louvre. And we talked about all the people who tattooed him. Then I go to see him, and it's covered. It's all black. And I'm like, it's just a different aesthetic. I don't personally get it. It's not my aesthetic. But art is full of things that I don't understand. And as an artist, you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is.
We're talking with Damon Conklin, who's the owner of Super Genius Tattoos. Out of curiosity, have you ever tattooed a really famous person? Who's like a celebrity that you've tattooed?
You know, that's a funny question. There's been some sports guys. There's been a couple of guys that came in with a special request from any one of a couple of certain friends, and they had like a helper with a clipboard with them and long hair, and I don't know who they were. Because Steve knows me well enough to know that I'm just that guy that, like, I'm really oblivious to who or what you've accomplished, you know. But I know CeeLo Green came into the shop one day, and a few of his guys got tattooed there. Nice. And that was really cool because I got to spend a little time around CeeLo Green, and he's just a super cool and interesting person. I mean, cool with a capital cool, you know?
Yeah.
I picture him from the TV show The Voice. And whenever he would do like those like interview segments, I thought it was his cat. It was like this white cat that he would just pet while he was doing the interview. I'm like, man, what a cool look. And then I find out that it wasn't even his cat. Like he hired somebody's cat to be his cat, which made it even cooler.
Oh, he's one of those guys that even if the cat's not there, you almost see it anyway.
Yes!
You know what I mean?
Hey, Damon, before we let you go, thanks again for taking a few minutes to talk about tattoos and cover-ups. What's the one tattoo that you feel like you and all of your buddies, all the tattoo artists, like you just roll your eyes when somebody wants to come in and get that tattooed?
You mean other than Where's Waldo on the taint, right? Other than that?
Wait, I'm not the only one that has that?
No, believe me, you have much in common with many. No. Man, what is the eye roller? It's so weird because everything's coming back around now. Like, are you aware that like the tramp stamp is back?
Woo! Sarah's excited.
Sarah,
about
you going to get one?
I've always wanted a tramp stamp. My first tat should be a tramp stamp, right?
Yeah. So I don't know. I'll be rolling my eyes, and the young guys in the shop will be like, "Yeah," you know. But honestly, names are often kind of an eye roller because it's like, look, 10 folks are dead folks. Everyone else, you're jinxing the whole deal here, man. Don't do it. You know.
Solid advice.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Damon Conklin of Super Genius Tattoos. Really appreciate the time this morning.
Thank you very much.
Take care, my man.
Rockaholics, how would you like to beat Steve? His record is 98 wins, 26 losses, and 15 ties in 2024. 206-803-ROCK. We'll play Beat Migs at 8:50.
The Daily Migs Show.
Here's why April chose to vaccinate her child. I think actually meeting someone who was not vaccinated and now has a lifelong struggle with a childhood disease really cemented for me that it's super important that we as parents continue to vaccinate our children.
Talk to your pediatrician or visit yvaccines.com. Brought to you by Merck.
A lot can happen between falling in love with a house and owning it. Having an advocate who can help you navigate negotiations, timelines, inspections, and more can make all the difference. That's what the expertise of a Realtor can do for you, because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
Looking for a job is lonely. Endless searching, phone calls that go nowhere, applications that vanish into thin air. What if you could link with dozens of local companies who are hiring right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, endless opportunities, and no fees ever for job seekers. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
Hiring for your small business? If you're not looking for professionals on LinkedIn, you're looking in the wrong place. That's like looking for your car keys in a fish tank. LinkedIn helps you hire professionals you can't find anywhere else, even those who aren't actively searching for a new job but might be open to the perfect role. In a given month, over 70% of LinkedIn users don't even visit other leading job sites. So start looking in the right place. With LinkedIn, you can hire professionals like a professional. Post your free job on linkedin.com/recommend today.
1, 2, 3, 4. Those are numbers. But you already knew that. If you want to know what number you're going to pay each month for your car, use Kelly Blue Book My Wallet on AutoTrader. They're really good at numbers. AutoTrader.
At Metro, get an iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system for $99.99. Take amazing pictures and share them instantly. And don't put up with life's yada yada.
Yada yada.
Like photo bombers. Zoom, crop out,
Yada yada.
and bye.
You don't take yada yada in life, don't take yada yada from your wireless provider. Get iPhone 12 with 5G with no activation fees and nada yada yada. Only at Metro by T-Mobile. Switch to Metro, bring your ID. This offer isn't available for customers currently at T-Mobile or that have been with Metro in the past 180 days.
Is there anything more satisfying than finding something that perfectly lines up with your taste and checks all the boxes? Like a suit from Indochino. Their suits are made to measure and totally customizable with endless options. Choose the cut, fabric, lining, and more for the suit of your dreams at a surprisingly affordable price. Go to Indochino.com and use code PODCAST to get 10% off any purchase of $3.99 or more. That's 10% off at INDOCHINO.com with code PODCAST.
The Daly Migs Show presents the most popular radio game on this side of the speaker. Let's play Be Migs. Be Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa! Be Migs, you're a loser.
Who's ready to be Migs? I know Jared from Port Orchard is. Jared, are you there?
Good morning. Hi.
Good morning. Hi, I'm Sarah, your host, and it's time for you to get out of here, Steve. For those playing at home, Jared has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you'll only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Who is the current coach of the Mariners?
Pass.
Chuck E. Cheese's real first name is what?
Charles.
Yes. What zodiac sign are you if you were born on Earth Day?
Leo.
No.
Virgo.
No.
Sagittarius.
No. Well, what band had the hit song You Shook Me All Night Long?
AC/DC.
Correct. Seattle's the most populated city in Washington, but what is the second?
Leavenworth.
No.
Everett.
No.
Kirkland.
No. Beginning with M, what is the real first name of Vin Diesel?
Mario.
No.
Mark.
Yes. What is the third book in the Harry Potter series?
Goblet of Fire.
No.
Chamber of Secrets.
No.
Order of the Phoenix.
No. Who played Jules in the popular 90s movie Pulp Fiction?
Pass.
Who won the most recent Super Bowl?
Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes. What planet is 7th from the sun?
Uranus.
Yeah. You know it. Jared, right down the middle, you got 5 correct. Hey,
Steve lost earlier to the guy that got 5.
This is very true.
Better than I've done before.
Well,
All right.
Well, congratulations. Maybe you'll get a win then. I have faith. Steve is not on his A game. At least he wasn't earlier, so I don't think he is right now either. Steve, are you ready?
Oh, yeah!
Who is the current coach of the Mariners?
Scott Service.
Correct. Chuck E. Cheese's real first name is what?
Charles?
Yes. What zodiac sign are you if you were born on Earth Day?
Oh, man. An Aries.
No.
An Sagittarius?
No.
A Taurus.
Yes.
Oh.
What band had the hit song You Shook Me All Night Long?
AC/DC.
Correct. Seattle is the most populated city in Washington, but what is the second?
Tacoma.
No.
Spokane?
Yes.
Nice.
Beginning with M, what is the real first name of Vin Diesel?
Marvin?
No.
I mean, that made sense, right? I don't know. Matt?
No.
Mark?
Correct. What is the third book in the Harry Potter series?
Harry Potter and the Steve Never Read It.
No.
Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone?
No.
Harry Potter Does Dallas.
No. Who played Jules in the popular 90s movie Pulp Fiction?
Oh, John Travolta?
No.
No, Bruce Willis.
No.
Samuel L. Jackson?
Yes. Wow. Steve, you got 7 correct.
Whoa.
Congratulations. That's a win. 7-5.
Yes.
Sorry, Jared.
I'll get him the 4th time.
I like that confidence.
Yeah. Keep having faith in yourself.
Does that put me at 99 wins?
99 wins. Are you going to get the 100
Is
tomorrow?
tomorrow going to be the day?
I hope so. Are you guys going to bring in the confetti cannons or no?
Might have to.
Clearly didn't bring them in today, so I have a feeling that you're not going to bring them in tomorrow either.
I just like that we had no faith that it was going to be today.
Oh, yeah, we didn't, we?
Or just no interest in buying confetti cannons. It was one or the other.
Maybe it's kind of both.
Yeah.
Danny, third book in the Harry Potter series.
Prisoner of Azkaban.
Yes.
How do you expect me to get that right?
I don't. Jules, you eventually got is Samuel L. Jackson. And the 2 that Jared got correct and you didn't get to, who won the most recent Super Bowl?
Oh, the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes. And what planet is 7th from the sun?
That would be Uranus, Sarah.
It sure would be, Steve.
For real?
For real.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on beating Jared.
A massive band reunited over the weekend, but did they really need to? Who is it? We're going to tell you after Green Day.
The Daily Migs Show.
Victoria Beckham, otherwise known as Posh Spice, celebrated her 50th birthday with a Spice Girls reunion. All 5 members.
Oh, man. I know all of us have been hoping and praying for this, right?
The day finally came.
I'm being sarcastic, and Sarah's like, you know it.
So the 5 members of the Spice Girls reunited to perform their classic hit, Stop. And David Beckham, of course.
Time out.
Classic hit.
I never heard this song.
Yes, you would probably know
Okay,
it.
wait, if you have audio, maybe I will. Okay.
David Beckham is the one who was behind the camera and captured some of these magical moments and, of course, posted it on Instagram for all of us to enjoy. Here is what it sounded like.
Sarah knows the dance moves to it.
Are you surprised? Really?
No. I mean, coming from such a huge Alice in Chains fan like Sarah, of course her second favorite band would be the Spice Girls.
She has very well-rounded tastes.
I don't know that. I don't know.
I know that one, actually.
Okay. Yeah. Is that on the first record? Did they even put out a second record?
They did. Of course they did. Spice World?
That was the movie.
I don't remember how many albums they put out. But Spice World was a blockbuster. That's a great
Or Spice
film.
Up Your Life, I think might have been their second one.
No, the first one was Spice. And then, Danny, you're right, it was Spice World.
Yeah, thank you.
And then there was other ones that I won't even say because.
Oh, there was more than 2?
Yes.
Oh, they kept trying.
And then which member of the Spice Girls left for a minute? Wasn't there one that took off?
Didn't Posh leave for a while?
Was it Posh?
I'm pretty sure she did.
No, it was Ginger.
Oh, Jerry Halliwell.
It all went downhill after Ginger decided to leave. She was the glue that kept that group together, really.
Well, get this. The party for Victoria Beckham was attended by many celebs who are also big Spice Girls fans, I'm sure, like Tom Cruise and Salma Hayek.
Okay, I don't know if they were there because they're Spice Girls fans, but they're just friends probably with like David Beckham or Posh Spice or Victoria Beckham.
I bet they were singing along to the lyrics of Stop.
Yes.
I did see an interview with her because she was 50 years old.
Which is crazy to me.
Yeah, I mean, that I agree. But the part that I thought was interesting, like she was being interviewed about like turning 50 and if like how she feels about that. She's like, honestly, I think I'm paraphrasing, but her mindset changed when was it Marc Jacobs? He's like a guy, right, in the fashion world.
Yeah.
Okay. Apparently,
he's a guy.
I don't know. I know the name. I don't know what the hell he does. But she said something like, I remember Marc Jacobs saying to me that when he turned 60. That was better than the alternative of not turning 60. And that kind of changed the mindset of like, yeah, I don't want to turn 50. But what's the alternate? Not being alive? So, of course, you got to embrace it. And I was like, oh, what? That's a pretty profound statement from Posh Spice.
Well, now fans are hopeful that maybe they will continue this reunion and put together a new album, maybe go on tour. So, more to come for you rockaholics who are just stoked about the Spice Girls.
I feel like that might be on a short list of like artists or bands that are. I'm okay if they never get back together again. You know what I mean?
It's fine.
Wow.
I would freak out with excitement if they did.
Do you think that they could do an arena tour?
Yes, without question.
100%.
Without question.
Sell out every gate, I bet you.
Do you think they could do a stadium tour?
Yeah.
Probably.
Really?
Honestly.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it to like knock them. Like
No.
But I'm wondering, like, do they have that much of a appeal that somebody 50,000 people would be willing to drop at least $100, probably more than that these days. $200 to see the Spice Girls reunite.
Dude, seeing how popular nostalgia is these days, I feel like there's everyone, and if you have all the Sarahs of the world, and then all the Sarahs taking all their kids to the shows.
No, you're right.
Yeah. Huge.
Coming soon to T-Mobile Park. Spice Girls.
Steve Migs is going to be in the front row. You are listening to the Daily Migs Show. Give us a follow on social. Our handle is at Daily Migs. And I just wanted to say, if you do follow us on social, you probably saw some photos from Walk MS yesterday.
Yes.
It was an awesome turnout, beautiful weather. Shout out to everyone who came out and supported. We had a blast.
And Danny was there as well as Sarah. I wasn't able to make it. I was doing dad stuff.
You were busy, Dad. I totally know.
I was so bummed that I wasn't able to join you guys because the weather was great and it just looked like a great time, and a lot of rockaholics were there as well. But Danny decided to interview you after the walk to see how things were going.
Taryn, you just finished the MS walk. How do you feel?
I feel amazing. I'm a little bit sweaty. I probably need to reapply sunscreen, but it has been a magical day. And I'm also really glad, Danny, you got to meet my whole family today.
We did. Hi, guys. National Treasures here. However, we lost Sarah out on the path.
She's probably at a bar.
I think she went to get a mimosa somewhere.
She's doing shots. We'll find her later. The National Treasure is rocking a KISW rock shirt.
I love it so much. Thank you for having us, Taryn.
Hey, thank you for being on the team, Danny. Means the world.
So where the hell were you?
Okay, I was actually, I thought, being a really nice friend because in the middle of the walk...
bailing?
No, in the middle of the walk, there's like a rest stop. They were giving out water bottles, they were giving out Cliff Bars, so we all were getting them. And then the last thing I heard was Danny say, "Oh, I really have to pee. I'll be right back," because there were porta potties.
That is not what I said.
That's what I thought he said.
So what did you say?
I said, "Wow, I really need to pee, but I'm not waiting for a porta potty."
Oh, okay. That's completely different than yeah.
So we're waiting and waiting and waiting. And meanwhile, my husband is getting very impatient and is like, "Let's walk already." And I was like, "No, we got to wait. We got to wait for Danny." And then I called Danny. I'm like, "Yo, dude, are you okay in there?
Do you need extra toilet paper or what?"
Yeah, he's like, "What do you mean? We continued walking without you." And I was like, so I've been waiting here for like 20 minutes for no one? Cool. And George is like, "I told you so."
I feel like you have the worst luck of public bathrooms and your friends.
Everyone just leaves me. Yeah. Literally.
Also, when Danny called my dad the National Treasure, my dad lit up like a Christmas tree. It was amazing.
That's awesome.
He loved it. And thanks again, guys. It was wonderful to walk with you yesterday. Yeah. Rockaholics, we know that you are a massive music fan, but could you name a song after only hearing 1 second of the chorus? Prove it. And if you do, you could win season passes for the Washington Wolfpack of the Arena Football League at Angel of the Winds Arena. 206-803-ROCK. We'll play Hook or Shook at 9:20.
Yes, the Daily Migs Show.
Hiring for your small business? If you're not looking for professionals on LinkedIn, you're looking in the wrong place. That's like looking for your car keys in a fish tank. LinkedIn helps you hire professionals you can't find anywhere else, even those who aren't actively searching for a new job but might be open to the perfect role. In a given month, over 70% of LinkedIn users don't even visit other leading job sites. So start looking in the right place. With LinkedIn, you can hire professionals like a professional. Post your free job on linkedin.com/recommend today.
At Metro, get an iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system for $99.99. Take amazing pictures and share them instantly. And don't put up with life's yada yada.
Yada yada.
Like photo bombers. Zoom, crop out,
Yada yada.
and bye.
You don't take yada yada in life, don't take yada yada from your wireless provider. Get iPhone 12 with 5G with no activation fees and nada yada yada. Only at Metro by T-Mobile. Switch to Metro, bring your ID. This offer isn't available for customers currently at T-Mobile or that have been with Metro in the past 180 days.
Listen as Selenia tells us why she chose to vaccinate her daughter.
I definitely felt like the pros far outweighed the cons. The diseases that I am protecting my child against, they're still here. And at the end of the day, it's my job as a mother to keep my child safe.
Talk to your child's doctor and learn more at whyvaccines.com. Brought to you by Merck.
Hey, Whatcom County, the holidays are over and lots of Americans are financially drained. Luckily, Bayside Coin and Jewelry pays top dollar for scrap gold, jewelry, and gold, silver, or platinum coins. If you have a pile of old jewelry or a stash of silver dollars, bring them into the store and see what they're worth. Or visit PacificRimCoins.com/calculator to get an instant quote using our free scrap calculator. That's PacificRimCoins.com/calculator for an instant quote.
The Daily Migs Show presents the Extreme Music Showdown. Let's play Hook or Shook. Please sign this waiver before we continue. Thank you. We'll drop a 1-second snippet of the hook of a song. If you can't name the song, watch out. You're gonna get shook.
It is time to play Hook or Shook. Danny will play 1 second of a hook from a song that he picked, and you have to guess what it is. This week, we are playing for season passes to the Washington Wolfpack of the Arena Football League at Angel of the Winds Arena.
I'm fired up for this. I have a buddy that's on the team. He did the whole tryouts and all that. Made the team. Shout out to Dave Turner. He's on the Washington Wolfpack. So I'm excited to go see them play.
I met him. He looks like a professional athlete.
Yeah, he's a good boy.
Beefy man.
Yes.
Oh yeah, great hug though. Great hug.
Oh, he's the best dude.
And their very first game is coming up May 5th, Rockaholics. So let's meet this morning's contestant, who is Ryan in Tacoma. Good morning, Ryan.
Good morning.
So you've got to get both of these songs right to win. The first one, you are on your own. The second one, this is where you can get shook as a member of our show at random has to get it right for you. If not, you will lose and caller 9 will get the tickets. Let's see who you're playing with. Will it be me, Migs, or Sarah?
All right, here goes the wheel. Will it land on me again? We'll find out. Oh, wait, it's on me right now.
Come on,
Taryn. It landed on Taryn by a hair.
Ryan, you want to do this?
Let's do it. I'm just glad it's not Sarah.
Wow.
Dude.
We're all glad.
That's typically the theme, I think, for this game.
Anyone but Sarah.
Anyone but Sarah.
All right, Ryan, are you ready for your first clip?
Let's do this.
We can play it again.
Oh. Yeah, can you play it again, please?
Oh, man, that one's so easy.
I can help you.
Isn't that the Presidents of the United States lump?
Yes!
He didn't need your help.
You didn't even need me.
You know, try to turn on the Presidents to Tatum because she loves Casper Baby Pants. Played some Presidents. She's like, I don't like this.
Oh.
I'm like, it's the same person, though.
Barrett is so into Peaches right now. He wants to, that's like his top requested song at the moment. Oh, yeah.
Noodles and Butter and Run Baby Run by Casper Baby Pants. That one's great, but not Peaches, no.
Danny, I am ready for my clip.
I hope you are.
Ooh, I love it.
Okay, I do not, on the first listen, no idea what that is. Let's hear it again.
You don't got this?
No, I do not.
What the hell's wrong with you? This is so easy.
Ryan, do you got this?
I am no help to you, Taryn.
Oh! Is it 9 Inch Nails Head Like a Hole? Oh! Yeah!
Wow. I love this song.
It just clicked.
Isn't it funny how sometimes when it's out of context, your brain doesn't make that connection, but once it does, doesn't it seem so easy?
And now Ryan is going to go
really
to
does.
see every home game of the Washington Wolfpack.
Which is really awesome because Dave Turner's one of my friends, too. So,
dude, Dave Turner knows everybody.
He's the glue that holds this whole world together.
He goes by the nickname in wrestling as the Black Sheep, but I'm starting to think he's not the Black Sheep.
And when I met him...
he's really not.
When I met him, he had the Washington Wolfpack mascot with him, and I think the mascot's name is Apollo.
Yeah, they're roommates now. It's
really?
It's crazy.
He's living with a mascot.
I don't know.
Well, congratulations, Ryan. That's awesome.
Small world.
Yeah, it totally is. It's Dave Turner's world. We just live in it.
Yeah, that 9 Inch Nails song. That's off of what? Pretty Hate Machine?
Pretty Hate Machine.
That's off their first record.
1989, I want to say.
That's back when it was just him fully just by himself. I remember my mind was blown when I thought it was a full-on band until I eventually found out that he wrote and recorded everything on his own and had a touring band, which included the dude from Filter for a minute. It's nuts, yeah. That's a great song.
Rockaholics, if we talked about something this morning that you would like to talk about, call us up now, 206-803-ROCK. We're going to check in with the Rockaholics after Ozzy Osbourne.
The Daily Migs Show.
All morning, we have received text messages and phone calls from you, Rockaholics, that we've not yet had a chance to chat with you about. But now we are checking in with the Rockaholics, brought to you by the Law Tigers. We want to talk to you, so call us up and chime in on anything we've hit on this morning or just anything that's on your mind in general. 206-803-ROCK. Juan in Lakewood, you want to talk about an awesome party you attended over the weekend.
Yeah, it was fun, guys. Thanks for having it.
Juan, thanks for coming out.
Yeah, hey, Steve. My son was kind of disappointed. He didn't know. He told me, hey, Papa, I didn't know Steve was bald.
Oh, no. I forgot to warn everybody. That's my mistake. Please apologize to him. See, I'm telling you, people think of you and look at you differently when you don't have any hair.
But it was fun. It was nice meeting y'all.
Dude, that was
and PBR was great.
The PBR was great. And the games, man, I didn't realize how many games Chuck E. Cheese. I haven't been to a Chuck E. Cheese in, forever. Back when they had ball pits.
It was massive.
It was awesome.
I played the snowboarding game. I got second place. I was so excited.
I know. When I was leaving, I saw you. You were very serious about that snowboarding game.
Trying to win tickets for my kid, you know? Well, thanks, Juan. We're glad you came out and partied with us.
Yeah.
And Sarah, you were a big fan of the pizza.
Oh, my goodness. When they said they changed their recipe, they were lying.
Pasquale doesn't mess around.
No. It was so good. And Brie offered if we could get stuffed crust, and I screamed with excitement.
You did. You flipped out.
I was like, y'all have stuffed crust pizza? I haven't had that since, in years. Back at Pizza Hut.
But the pizza was a big hit up in the little section. I called it the VIP room, even though it wasn't VIP. But I found
it felt like it.
Look,
very important.
We're up in the VIP. Come on by, and we'll hook you up with a slice of pizza. It's going to be great. Also, their French fries.
Oh, yeah.
Their French fries. Myself and Linda, Danny's girlfriend, we were just... I think we went on a very in-depth, serious conversation about how well-seasoned their French fries were.
Danny did wings. Everything was a hit. It was such a fun party.
Sarah made a kid cry. We got a text message from somebody that said, hey, Sarah, don't feel too bad. It was a running joke with my family that if you want your kid to cry, have me try and hold it. I had the worst luck. They called me the cry inducer. Now I'm a dad of 5, so eventually they did stop crying. And we have that moment. It was with Kevin and his lovely family. They showed up to the party, and Kevin, for some reason, I don't know, I think his wife would have been upset if she found out, let Sarah hold their baby, their little baby boy. And it sounded like this. Oh, man. Sarah, what are you doing right now?
I am holding the cutest baby ever.
What parent would allow you to hold their child?
I don't know, but he is adorable, and my ovaries are screaming. Where is George to see this?
George, it's time to make a baby.
Uh-oh, I think the baby's about to cry. Look at his face.
Well, it's Sarah. She makes kids cry.
Yeah, I know. Have you seen her face?
Yeah. Kevin, you're here with your child. You let Sarah hold him.
He's always about to cry. Be honest, he just wants the boob. That's all he wants right now.
Oh, well. You're not going to like mine. Sorry, I got nothing in there.
The kid was going for the boob.
Yeah, I was wearing kind of like a tank top that was a little low cut, I guess. And immediately was his hands were going down there. I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
This party, Frida manager's like, I'm going to have to kick you guys out. I'm like, why? Sarah and this child, things were getting strange. She's not even a mom.
What is happening?
We are checking in with the Rockaholics, brought to you by the Law Tigers, 206-803-ROCK. Alan from Seattle, you were our Beat Migs contestant at 6:50 this morning. What's on your mind?
I just wanted to talk about the T-shirt idea I heard you say after we hung up.
You've been giving it some thought?
Oh, yeah. I was thinking, how many wins you think, Migs?
How many wins and what?
Has he had?
I'm at 99 right now.
No, I know. That's why I always call in, because I gotta try and even the numbers.
Oh, so you're working up to 99.
I'm just trying to figure out how many wins I need before I can get that T-shirt.
69. Oh, you mean you want me 69? You want me to make you a T-shirt? And what?
That was Karen's idea.
Taryn, what was the great idea that you had earlier? I forgot it already.
Well, I just thought that so wait, Alan, you are undefeated against Migs so far?
Did you say 4-0?
Correct. 3-0 so far.
Oh, 3-0. Okay.
So what would be how many times does someone have to beat you in order to get a T-shirt?
Well, do we have proof? Do we have certificates of authenticity saying that he beat me these 3 times? I mean, we're just trusting this man. We don't even know him. And you guys are so quick to just hand over T-shirts to him.
It's a work in progress.
I could go to like a Hobby Lobby, get a blank T-shirt, some crayons, and I could write something on there if you want.
Speaking of T-shirts, can we talk about the T-shirt that one Rockaholic was wearing on Saturday? It was his homemade T-shirt that said "Chickens, they're a cluckin'."
Yes.
In honor of our intro to the Daily Migs show.
I did see that. That was amazing.
I was very excited, and I want a copy of that shirt now.
We should make some.
Because I'm a crazy chicken lady.
We should make some.
We should absolutely make those.
We'll make it with crayons and a white T-shirt.
No, that was very, very impressive. We met so many great people.
I do want to say big thanks, huge thanks to Bree, the manager over at Chuck E. Cheese, but everybody that was involved there. They could not be nicer. The staff, everyone was just taking care of all of our Rockaholics, and there's a lot of chaos up there. There's a lot of people, so sometimes people were moving around a lot, so they're trying to find where. And the worst thing was they were always coming to me, they're like, "Where did these pizzas go?" And I'm like, "I don't know, just throw them on that table over there." And then there was like a family going, "No, that's our pizza. We specifically ordered that pizza."
Oh, no.
And I was like, "I'm so sorry. I thought they were just sending a pizza for the crew, and I was just wanting to share whatever pizza they gave us to everybody that was around."
Well, and obviously the people that showed up know the 4 of us on this show, but Bree was the star. Honestly, people were so excited to meet Bree because she's the one that made it all happen.
And also, she couldn't be nicer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, and Tatum got to go, and I mean, for a half a second, she hung out with the Rockaholics, and then when she realized that she had a bracelet to go play video games, she was out and gone for 2 hours. This kid cannot stop talking about Chuck E. Cheese now.
What ended up being Tatum's favorite game?
I think it was the picture taking things. It wasn't even games. Like you go into a photo booth because she had like 30 pictures. I was like, what the hell are you guys doing down there?
Make a photo collage when she gets home.
These pictures where it looks like they're eating pizza, they have mouse ears, but man, she's got now but was it the dog? Jasper.
Oh, Jasper.
Jasper T. Jowls. She's got that stuffed animal that she won from all the prizes or all the video games that she played. And then she also got a Chuck E. Cheese. But now she wants Helen the Henny, Mr. Munch. I mean, I'm now learning more about the characters of Chuck E. Cheese than I ever thought I would know. We watched YouTube videos all day yesterday of her watching songs that are performed by Chuck E. Cheese and his band. It's kind of bonkers.
You got to collect all the characters.
I feel like you're going to be seeing me a lot at the Tacoma Chuck E. Cheese.
Well, thanks again, Rockaholics, for a very memorable first listener party. Now imagine being a fan that nearly cost your team from winning a game. This happened during the Mariners game this weekend. You're going to hear what went down at 9:50.
The Daily Migs Show.
The Colorado Rockies won their first game of their Sunday doubleheader with the Seattle Mariners, 2-1 in 10 innings.
So frustrating.
But the game probably should have ended an inning earlier, if not for a fan interference call that took away a walk-off home run. With the game tied at 0-0 in the bottom of the ninth, Rockies catcher Jacob Stallings hit one deep into left field, and this is the call.
And this ball tagged deep left field, way back. Did he catch it all? At the very top of the wall. Stallings has to hustle to second. I think he thought it was out.
I think Dylan Moore had it in his glove. I think he was going to rob him, and then when he hit the wall, and it kind of came back, and it popped out of the glove. But watch Dylan Moore, who, by the way, there's fan interference.
What?
Good. Yeah, but where's his arm?
I do love our announcer guys. It's like, good. It's not a home run. Good. But then he started realizing, oh, crap, I think it might be a home run.
Yikes. Yeah, but where's his arm, though?
That's a homer. That's going to be a walk-off homer. It's got to be.
See, he's not as unbiased as I. But good. Sounds great. Yeah, let's celebrate.
So they looked at the replay, of course, and the umpires ruled that the fan interfered with Moore's attempt to make that catch and called Stallings out to end the inning.
Review. The fan interfered with the fielder making the catch on the ball. Runner is out.
Oh, my gosh. I am absolutely flabbergasted at that.
No way.
Danny and I were joking because you see Julio Rodriguez looks so happy. He's like, we just dodged a bullet. Sadly, they ended up losing that game, which maybe for the benefit of that fan. Because the fan he was definitely a Rockies fan. He was over in Colorado, the game. Could you imagine being the person that cost your team a win?
Oh.
I mean, I don't think anyone celebrated. He might have left.
He's not going to get out of that alive.
Do you think he might have? He might have thought about leaving.
I probably would have.
In fear of getting beat up by some people.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some drunk, angry people. Granted, it's early in the season, and the Rockies already stink. Like if it was like making a playoff push and that happened.
And now everybody knows what he looks like.
Yeah, it's all over the video.
All over his face.
I didn't even catch the ball. He almost caught it, and it just fell and landed in the field. At least if you're going to do that, you would hope you catch the ball.
Yeah.
Which it got me thinking, though, about it has nothing to do with baseball, but it has to do with Taylor Swift. But hear me out on this.
Oh, my God.
So apparently there's a music website or a music publication. The reviewer of the album had nothing positive to say about the record. Like, it was a bad review about how he or she didn't think the record was good. And they posted the review without that person's name because they're worried about the backlash that person might get from the Taylor Swift fans, because the last time she put out a record, one of their columnists wrote a bad review, and apparently that person was getting death threats, getting like constantly harassed online. It got to the point where it was just too much. So this time around, whoever reviewed it, maybe it's the same person, who knows, didn't like the album. And you know what? We're not even going to put your name with it.
I thought the Swifties were a positive people.
They are, unless you say something bad about Taylor Swift.
You must like her.
Yes, that's why I like her. I'm just fearful for my life.
Okay,
I really don't like her music.
I'm going to be a lot more careful about what I say on this show.
Yeah, that's why I always take 2 steps back when you start insulting her.
Because we're huge with the Swifties on the Daily Migs show.
Clearly. Yes. Swifties for life. None of us want to get death threats.
No. A woman tried getting on a plane with 56 pounds of something, which led to her getting arrested. What was it? We will tell you during the Daily Migs download after Breaking Benjamin.
The Daily Migs Show. Knowledge is power. So give us 5-ish minutes, and we'll give you, some interesting stuff you can talk about at work. This is the Daily Migs Download.
A.K.A. the DMD.
Here's your daily dose of doings happening in the world.
And the DMD is brought to you by Palace Law. Today is a very special day. Today, enjoy yourself some jelly beans. It's National Jelly Bean Day. What's that?
I was going to ask, do you have a hot take on popcorn-flavored jelly beans?
I don't mind them. I think they're pretty good.
I dig them.
It's one of those ones where I had it at first. I'm like, this is trash. But then I'm like, let me try another one. No, it's not as trashy as I thought. And then eventually you just keep eating them and you grow to love them.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. I know. Hot take, right? Popcorn jelly beans. You learn to love them. It's also Earth Day, so...
Plant trees.
Yeah,
pick up trash.
Recycle something for a day at least. Feel like you're helping out the planet. Mm-hmm. Come on, people. The Mariners helping out our mood, I think, because, well, they won another series again. This against the lowly Colorado Rockies, but who cares? They won 2 of the 3. Could have won all 3, but they ended up losing that one in extra innings. It was a make-good game because Friday's game was postponed, so they did a doubleheader yesterday. They lost the early game, but then won in big fashion in that later game at 10-2. What a game for the Seattle Mariners. So up next for them, taking on the Texas Rangers in Texas. That series starts tomorrow.
Let's go Mariners. A woman was stopped at a Memphis International Airport for allegedly carrying 56 pounds of marijuana in her luggage. So the Memphis police say that the woman's luggage just busted open on a United Airlines air cart. Upon inspecting the luggage, they discovered a massive stash. They are estimating that the 56 pounds of pot that she had is between $171,000 and $342,000. That's a big gap.
Well, and also, how did she think she could get away with that? It's just, I mean, you know what I mean? Like, that's thing. People freak out about, maybe even, bringing, one of those vape pens. Like, oh, I don't know. I get in trouble. She's like, screw it. 56 pounds of weed. I'm not going to travel this way.
She's charged with possession of a controlled substance with the intention to manufacture, deliver, or sell.
I feel like they should get extra sentencing for just being stupid.
Yes.
You know, like the stupid clause. Like, yeah, you did something wrong, but you were also really stupid with it as well. I got a little distracted because I was starting to see online all these different like football jerseys that are popping up. Our buddy Caesar just sent us what are going to be the new jerseys for the Denver Broncos. I guess the Houston Texans are also putting out some new jerseys today as well. It's kind of exciting if you're a fan of those teams. Got a little bit of a different look, a little different vibe. And I bring up jerseys because, well, everyone's talking about Caitlin Clark, of course, the incredible basketball player that is now going to be in the WNBA. She was the top pick by the Indiana Fever, which for a lot of us, we never even knew that there was a team in Indiana, didn't know they were even called the Fever, but now everybody does. And apparently everyone's going to be owning her jersey as well. A stat just came out and said that her new jersey has already outsold the entire Dallas Cowboys roster of jersey sales. That just shows the impact that she's going to have on this sport. It's insane. And there were some other teams that she outsold as well, but the Cowboys were a big one because that's America's team. And here she is just doing it on her own. There's also talks about how the Indiana Fever in the past didn't have a lot of their games shown on national TV. 36 of their 40 regular season games will be on national TV, which is up from 22 the year before. And also a bunch of teams have had to move their games against the Indiana Fever to a bigger arena to house the amount of fans that want to see her play in whatever state that they're in or city that they're in.
Insanely exciting.
That is awesome. It's like, I feel like this woman is, she's putting the WNBA really on the map for a lot of people who maybe weren't paying attention before.
There's a 13-year-old middle school girl in Pennsylvania who attacked a 12-year-old classmate last week with, quote, a large Stanley Cup. Those things are dangerous, y'all.
Again, I thought at first when I saw this story, and I'm thankful that the person's okay, but when I first saw the story, I thought that they had like a replica hockey Stanley Cup.
Oh, yeah.
I keep forgetting that there's other Stanley Cups now that are popular.
Very trendy.
Yeah.
And apparently a weapon. And the victim is expected to be okay. The attacker is going to face charges.
I hope so.
Yeah, parents are furious.
I want to give a big shout out to Tacoma's own Shane Swerve Strickland. You know him in the world of wrestling because he's like a member of the All Elite Wrestling, which is coming to town in May. And holy smokes, he won the championship last night, which was a big deal, obviously, for him and for a lot of people who love him. He's the first ever African-American world champion for All Elite Wrestling, which was a very big deal to him. Like, that's something that he really wanted to make happen. So it's a big moment. I saw his kids were celebrating on social media as well. That was pretty awesome to see. Incredible dude. We've had him here a lot of times for Defy Wrestling, the independent wrestling promotion, and he helped put Defy Wrestling on the map just from all the matches that he would have and all that he gave back to the local community as well. So pretty cool to see Tacoma's own Swerve Strickland as the now champ of AEW. As far as weather, we're going to hit a high of 61 degrees. Going to be sunny. That is the DMD, and that's what's up.
Ryan Castle is up next with your morning 12-pack.
The Daily Migs Show. At Metro, get an iPhone 12 with 5G and a dual camera system for $99.99. Take amazing pictures and share them instantly. And don't put up with life's yada yada. Yada yada. Like photo bombers. Zoom, crop out, yada yada. And bye.
You don't take yada yada in life, don't take yada yada from your wireless provider. Get iPhone 12 with 5G with no activation fees and nada yada yada. Only at Metro by T-Mobile. Switch to Metro, bring your ID. This offer isn't available for customers currently at T-Mobile or that have been with Metro in the past 180 days.
Here's why April chose to vaccinate her child.
I think actually meeting someone who was not vaccinated and now has a lifelong struggle with a childhood disease really cemented for me that it's super important that we as parents continue to vaccinate our children.
Talk to your pediatrician or visit yvaccines.com. Brought to you by Merck.
There are any number of reasons you might consider selling your home. That's where an agent who is a realtor comes in to navigate the process to sell your home in a way that's right for you. Because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.